High school sports on Ticket TV is presented by your local family-owned McDonald's on Main Street and Union Street in Bangor and Wilson Street in Brewer. Greenway Equipment Sales in Bangor and Ellsworth. Nothing runs like a deer. Darlings Auto Group. You'll do better at Darlings. Visit darlings.com. Next Home Experience. The market leader. Get looped and get sold with Next Home Experience. The Furniture Gallery, a family-owned Maine company with locations in Bangor, Augusta, North Windham, and Topsom. Hero Sports Grill and Entertainment Center. The place to be in downtown Bangor and at herosportsgrill.com. Praise Auto Sales. Over 40 years of trust, integrity, and dependability. Visit praiseautosales.com. Dairy Queen Bangor. Get a DQ treat today at Dairy Queen on Broadway in Bangor. Dean's Detailing, the leader in auto detailing since 1971. Book your appointment at deansdetailing.com. Northeast Driving School, Greater Bangor's #1 driving school for 57 years. Eastern Maine Community College, start your future at emcc.edu. Bangor Savings Bank, since 1852. At Bangor Savings Bank, you matter more. Visit bangor.com. Dairy Queen Old Town. At DQ, happy tastes good. Casella. Good pay, good people, good life. Find your place at powerofhardwork.com. High school sports on Ticket TV is also brought to you by UMaine Finish Strong, Hidden Meadows, Acadia Federal Credit Union, Uno Pizzeria and Grill, The Fitch Company, UMaine Athletics, Bangor Window Shade and Drapery, Union Street Towing, Bangor Mall Cinemas, Bangor Floral, Hannaford and Bucksport, Novus Glass, Hartford's Auto Service, Old Town Redemption Center, Bennett Auto Center, The Growing Place and Polish, Bangor Tire Company, Pat's Pizza in Hamden, Lloyd's Family Market, Quality Automotive, North Star Waste and Recycling, Crystal Clear Family Pet Center, The Farmer's Table, Fat Panda Boba Tea and Market, Coach House Restaurant, Saliba's Rug Cleaners, Goslin's Bakery, Creative Options LLC, Twin City Tire, Harvey RV and Marine, Seaboard Federal Credit Union, Midcoast Denture Design, First National Bank, Napa Auto Parts, and Hammond Lumber Company. Let's get you out to the game. Hello everyone and welcome inside Mansfield Stadium on a somewhat blustery Friday afternoon where the home-sided Bangor Rams with a record of 7-1 taking on the Oxford Hills Vikings 6-0 undefeated and the only team that Bangor is looking up at in the Class A standings. We welcome you in to the Bangor Savings Bank pregame show. Bangor Savings Bank has helped New Englanders achieve their goals since 1852 because at Bangor Savings Bank, you matter more. Whether you're planning for today or building for tomorrow, we're here with a personalized service and a commitment to what matters most to you. Visit Bangor.com. I'm Mark Paulette, joined by Ernie Clark today in the Darlings broadcast booth. Darlings and Bangor has you covered for sales and service. Shop new Ford, VW, Audi, Honda, Nissan, Volvo, and Kia models, or used of all makes. Visit Darlings.com. Ernie, this is a game that you and I have kind of been talking about for a week and a half now, seeing it coming up on the calendar and knowing, in all likelihood, we're looking at the two best teams in Class A in the standings.
At least in the north. These are two teams that are perennially contenders for regional and even state championships in Oxford Hills and Bangor. Bangor has played maybe a little bit more of a difficult schedule to the extent that they have played Messalonskee and Mount Ararat, who are considered two of the other better teams in Class A North. Bangor, of course, losing to Mount Ararat 7-4, beating Messalonskee 2 days before that game 6-4. Oxford Hills, talking with Shane Slicer, their veteran head coach, he seemed to suggest that the best team that they've played so far is one of the best teams in Class B South,
Yep.
Freiburg Academy. They've got some solid wins over the likes of Hamden Academy to start the season, 6-2, and then Mount Blue 11-1. Freiburg Academy and Leavitt, the last two teams they've played, they've had wins in both of those games. Obviously, they are the 1 and 2 teams in Class B South. So
combined 11-2 record there.
Exactly. This will be a great test for both of these games, because this game will. If it doesn't start immediately this way, it'll go into a fairly intense strategic kind of battle, just because these teams under these coaches have played those kind of games for so long. The expectation is the pitching will be pretty good, and it'll be a matter of trying to scratch out runs against the other. And obviously, mistakes come into play too. These teams make you pay for your mistakes, whether they're defensive or bad pitches. And so we'll see. As we reach the midpoint of the season, pretty close. Bangor actually has.
Yeah, they're right there.
They already played 8 games. They're in the second half of their schedule, and Oxford Hills with 6 games under their belt at 6-0, approaching the midseason point. So it comes time now where the next 2 or 3 weeks is what's left until the playoffs. So this is a game, obviously, for heel points and to get at the top of the standings, but also just one of the games that are great preparation for postseason play, because you really don't know how deep the league is this year. We know that these two teams, as you said, are among the best.
Yeah, we saw the separation in the standings with Mount Ararat hanging out in third place at 4-1. The Vikings have cleared the field after going through their infield warm-ups. Bangor has already taken theirs. The umps out on the diamond now, so we are getting ready for some baseball. That peak of the standings presented by Uno Pizzeria and Grill, 725 Stillwater Avenue in Bangor. They have great food, great drinks, great vibes. For takeout, call 947-5000 or visit unos.com. Ticket TV coverage is presented by Greenway Equipment Sales, your locally owned John Deere dealer. See the Smith brothers in Bangor and Ellsworth, because nothing runs like a Deere. We're also presented by Extra Value Meals at your local family-owned McDonald's, Main Street and Union Street in Bangor, as well as Wilson Street in Brewer, and by Hero Sports Grill and Entertainment Center. Whether you're watching some sports at the bar or taking the family out for a great meal and some fun, Heroes is the place to be, the official sports grill of Ticket TV in downtown Bangor and at herosportsgrill.com. You see the head coaches exchanging lineup cards right on top of home plate. We'll take a timeout here in the pregame show, and when we come back, we get Ernie's keys to the game. He's got some stats and some players to keep an eye on as well. We are making our way towards first pitch. The top 2 teams in Class A North. That's Bangor and Oxford Hills, right around the corner from Mansfield Stadium.
Nothing runs like a Deere.
And Greenway Equipment Sales makes it easy to keep your John Deere running smoothly year-round. Our mobile maintenance truck will come to you and service most walk-behind and riding lawn equipment right in your yard. Just call or schedule online. Whatever the season, we'll have you tuned up, sharpened up, and geared up to mow or blow whatever Mother Nature dishes up. Contact the Smith Brothers today for service delivered.
Nothing runs like a Deere. From Greenway Equipment Sales, family owned and operated since 1994.
Heroes Sports Grill and Entertainment Center offers fantastic food and drinks in a fun, family-friendly atmosphere with 29 flat-screen TVs for your sports viewing pleasure and an arcade with prizes for the whole family to enjoy. Whether you're looking for a drink at the bar while watching your favorite sports team or trying to find a place to bring the family for a great meal out, Heroes is the place to be. Heroes also offers takeout or catering for any event in the Bangor area, large or small.
Come for the food.
Stay for the friends.
Desk jobs aren't for everyone. Some of us want work that moves, work you can see, work that matters. Others might call it dirty, but we don't mind. At Casella, hard work isn't just a means to an end. It's something you can build a life on, and it's important work that keeps society moving. Casella, good pay, good people, good life. That's the power of hard work.
Darlings in Bangor is hiring experienced Ford technicians. We've solved the two biggest challenges in the industry, warranty time and flat rate. At Darlings, you'll have guaranteed hours, retail time for warranty, and unlimited earning potential. We offer up to $40 an hour plus incentives, generous PTO, full benefits, and a climate-controlled shop. Apply today at darlings.com. You'll do better at Darlings.
Spring is here, and it's the perfect time to refresh your home at the Furniture Gallery. During our Spring into Savings event, brighten every room you have with lamps, rugs, and wall art. The Furniture Gallery is getting ready for warmer days. Enjoy 15% off outdoor furniture and create the backyard retreat you've been dreaming about. Speaking of dreaming, need extra sleeping space for guests? Our sleeper sofas start at just $6.99. Shop local, save money, and love your home this spring. The Furniture Gallery in Augusta, Bangor, North Windham, and Topsom.
We are just getting ready to meet the teams. The Bangor Rams 7-1, the Oxford Hills 6-0 atop the Class A North standings. Ticket TV is presented in part by the Furniture Gallery. Spring is here, and it's the perfect time to refresh your home at the Furniture Gallery. During the Spring into Savings event, you can brighten every room with lamps, rugs, and wall art from the Furniture Gallery. Shop local, save money, and love your home this spring at the Furniture Gallery with locations in Augusta, Bangor, North Windham, and Topsom. Vikings getting introduced here in front of the crowd at Mansfield Stadium, beginning with the non-starting members. Let's take a look at their roster. Well, they are making their way out on the third base lineup for Coach Shane Slicer, which, Ernie, you said he has been on the job since, what, 2002?
He said, and that's not 100%, guaranteed accurate, but that's a hit from him. I believe he came on board as the head coach in 2002, which would make this year 25, I think. There was a COVID year involved, but he's an alum. He's a graduate of Oxford Hills, and then went on and played as a middle infielder at the University of Maine. So baseball's been a big part of his life all the way through there up in the western part of the state. And he's got a fairly veteran team here, 8 seniors, 5 juniors, and 5 sophomores, and some pretty good veterans. One in particular, Cameron Pulkinen, is going to be batting third. He's an outfielder playing third base today, but he was a Fitzpatrick Award semifinalist back during the football season. Just a great all-around athlete. And starting pitcher for the Oxford Hills team today will be Carter Davis, and he is number 5. He is just a sophomore, but he pitched as a freshman last year considerably, and he may be their best starter. So Bangor's batting lineup, which has a team average of .303 at this point of the season, should be tested by Davis.
We're going to hear the Rams introduced in just a moment. First, let me tell you about Northeast Driving School, presenting sponsor here on Ticket TV, the leader in driver training since 1969. You can register for driver's ed courses today at Greater Bangor's #1 driving school. Go to northeastdrivingschool.com to select your course. Here's a look at that Rams roster as the players are making their way out onto the first base lineup.
Yeah, we mentioned that Oxford Hills is a fairly veteran team. Bangor, very veteran. 12 seniors among the 18 players, 3 juniors and 3 sophomores in the starting lineup. I'm looking at it, just 2 non-seniors in the starting lineup. Starting pitcher today, Lucas Rutherford, a senior. He's one of basically 3 starters that Dave Morris has used this year, along with Kyle Johnson and Matthew Turcott. He's 1-1 on the season. Rutherford is, and been pretty solid for the Rams. This will be a big game for him in terms of stepping up to play perhaps the best team Bangor will play during the regular season.
Ticket TV coverage presented by Praise Auto Sales. If you're looking for your next ride, Praise Auto Sales on Outer Broadway has you covered. Guaranteed lowest prices every day, no waiting for a sale, over 40 years of trust, integrity, and dependability. Visit PraiseAutoSales.com today. Our coverage also presented by Casella. Good pay, good people, good life. You can find your place at PowerOfHardWork.com. We showed you the rosters in this segment. Those were presented by Acadia Federal Credit Union. Acadia FCU is now open on Wilson Street in Brewer, bringing local service backed by more than 60 years of serving Maine. Branches in Bangor, Brewer, and Aroostook County. Visit AcadiaFCU.org. We'll take our final time out of the pregame show, and when we come back, it's time for the first pitch between the Rams and Vikings on Ticket TV.
The marathon of life can be challenging. Chores and responsibilities keep us from the things we once loved and the aspirations we set. But it's never too late to find your second wind. With an affordable, fully online program and advisors to help you along the way, you can cross the finish line at your own pace. Finish strong at the University of Maine.
Since 1852, Bangor Savings Bank has been helping New Englanders thrive by living our You Matter More promise. We invest in Northern New England because your ideas, your well-being, and your business matter to us. Our commitment is reflected in our caring employees, innovative solutions, and investments in local communities. At Bangor Savings Bank, you are at the heart of everything we do because you matter more.
Hi, I'm Steve Prey. My father built Prey's Auto Sales on trust, integrity, and dependability. Today, we work hard to carry on those same qualities. Prey's Auto Sales has now grown to 2 locations, which gives you a bigger and better selection to choose from. We have a wonderful service department. They really thoroughly examine every vehicle before we sell it and also maintain your vehicle after the sale. Our financing department works with banks, local credit unions, and alternative financing to help you get in the vehicle of your choice. At Prey's Auto Sales, you don't have to wait for a sale. We offer every day guaranteed lowest price. We really are an extended family of grandparents, parents, kids. Come on out and see us and you'll see why we've been in business for 40 years. Plus, we do free appraisals. Prey's Auto Sales, out of Broadway, Bangor.
Acadia Federal Credit Union keeps you in touch with your money using our mobile app, Acadia Go. Access your account anytime, anywhere. Check balances, transfer funds, pay bills, and even deposit checks with the tap of a button. That's not all. Now with Apple Pay, use your fingerprint to pay for purchases. It's quick and your account information is never shared. Apple Pay is safe and private. Acadia Federal Credit Union. We keep you mobile.
Back here at Mansfield Stadium, where Ticket TV coverage is presented by Eastern Maine Community College at EMCC. Every student has a story. Some are just beginning, others starting a new chapter. Wherever you are, your future can start at emcc.edu. Let's get you the Oxford Hills Vikings starting lineup today. Leading off and playing shortstop, number 21, Gunnar Truman. Batting second is the center fielder, Colton Jendrick. Cameron Pulkinen batting third at third base. Jacob Turcotte, the power hitting second baseman in the cleanup hole. Finley Cavers behind the dish. Jacoby Boyce in left field. Nico Powers is the DH for Carson Stevens, who's in right field. Ryder Kennison at first base. And Carter Davis, the talented sophomore, on the mound for the Vikings. Bangor lines up like this defensively, left to right across the infield. Sproul, Harvey, Gilly, and Johnson. Glanville True in left, Glanville True in center, Tennant in right, and the battery, Rutherford on the mound, Coda behind the dish. Mark Paulette and Ernie Clark getting ready to bring you this contest. Ernie, you got some keys to the game?
Well, I mean, obviously mistakes, pitching, defense, and it's just who can generate runs. I don't expect this. I mean, I'll say this one will be 12, but I don't expect there to be a lot of runs, so it's going to be a lot of small ball type stuff, steals, double steals, sacrifice bunts, those kind of things in order to generate offense.
First pitch of the game from Rutherford, fouled straight back by Truman. Left-handed hitting shortstop has us underway.
Yeah, Rutherford, right-hander, really does throw fastball, couple of breaking pitches. Control is a big key for him, as it is with all pitches, especially. Shouldn't be so much now, whereas we're entering the second half of the season. But early in the season, control is a challenge for pretty much everybody, and we'll see how he works against the hitters from Oxford Hills this afternoon. Oxford Hills, a team that has scored 59 runs in its 6 games, so they're averaging 10 runs a game now. You got to take that with a little bit of a grain of salt, because there have been a couple of lopsided victories in terms of they've had 4 wins by 10 runs or more.
Yep.
So too has Bangor. So, I was talking, I think Dave Morris, I said, I look at your stats, I really can't make much out of them because Bangor has outscored their opponents 96-29.
Yeah.
They scored 23 against Lewiston, 15 against Camden Hills, and in the last 3 games against Brewer, Hamden, and Skowhegan, they've scored 13, 12, and 15. So you just don't know what's going to happen when you run up against, the best pitching in the region.
2-2 slapped on the ground to shortstop. Fielded there. The throw wide to first base. Truman takes the turn. He is heading for second. Throw down to second. Truman slides in ahead of time. E6 on Jacoby Harvey. And the leadoff man for the Vikings already in scoring position.
Looked like Harvey had plenty of time here. Gets the ball, comes up with it. And something was just off. Sidearmed it, and it was wide to the right field side of first base. No chance for Kyle Johnson, the first baseman, to stay on the base and make the catch, and winds up getting past him. And Oxford Hills immediately with a runner in scoring position, and we talk about mistakes. Well, there's the first one of the game, and we'll see if the Vikings can cash in on it.
Let's see if they employ a little bit of that small ball that you were talking about. Top of the first inning, second batter grounded to third, stabbed there and thrown across the diamond for the first out. Ethan Sproul scoops it up and fires to first. 1 pitch, 1 down.
I think a lot of that kind of stuff you'll see after there's been an out or two, and you don't have the advantage of having extra outs to kind of work on scoring the runs, but you get to 1 out, in particular 2 outs, you could see a lot of those, not the sacrifice bunts with 2 outs, but certainly steal situations.
Here's Cameron Pulkinen, the third baseman today for the Vikings, watching one catching the outer black for strike 1. As Ernie mentioned in the pregame, great all-around athlete, a Fitzpatrick Award finalist last fall. We saw him playing basketball up in this area over the course of the winter. But right now, down 0-2 to Rutherford.
Yeah, Rutherford always working out of the stretch now with a runner aboard, but he works out of the stretch all the time. He'll try on occasion to go to the windup, but if it affects his control at all, he goes right back to the stretch. You see more and more pitchers doing that these days. Not a ton of them, but a lot more than you used to.
A lot of the major league level, too. It seems like you focus in on it there. Brian Bayo's one with the Red Sox, too. He's always sideways to the plate. Breaking ball doesn't quite snap all the way back and catch the inside corner. Good take there by Pulkinen.
Yeah, that was a hard one to take because that was inside, but not by much.
2-2 the count. Runner on second, 1 down. Rutherford fakes the delivery. Doesn't throw to second, steps off.
I think pitchers at all levels, and you mentioned the pro level, you're just kind of looking for a consistency of delivery, which may be what leads them to, or a lot of them, to work out of the stretch all the time. You sacrifice maybe a little bit in terms of velocity by doing that, but if you can throw the pitches where you want to throw them, I think more and more pitchers are finding it worth it to go from the stretch even with nobody on.
Another 2-2. Pulkinen protecting again. Punches that one on the ground to first base. Scooped there by Johnson. Takes it to the bag for the out. Down to third goes Truman, but now with 2 down.
Pretty good job so far by Rutherford of doing his job in terms of getting a couple of ground ball outs and not allowing the run to score. Now it's up to the cleanup hitter, Turcotte.
Another left-handed hitting infielder for this Vikings team. Turcotte in the cleanup spot, trying to get that runner home from third. He watches the first one. Brush the outside corner for strike 1.
It has to be a good confidence boost for Rutherford if he can get out of this inning, having the first runner reach base, but yet not allow him to score.
And especially of no harm of his own. It was an E6 that put the runner in second, then he's still able to potentially work his way out of it.
Yeah, it looks like a slider there.
Yeah, that's some movement.
Yeah, movement and some more velocity than the 12-6 curveball, and now he's ahead of Turcotte 0-2.
Rutherford looking for the punch-out pick to strand that runner at third. Here's the 0-2, and it's fouled off to our left. All wins so far this season for the Oxford Hills Vikings over Hamden Academy, Camden Hills, Brunswick, Mount Blue, and the 2 South B teams of Freiburg Academy and Levitt. Reaching out and poking it on the ground to third. Scooped over there by Sproul, who fires a strike to first for the third out of the inning. Bangor does strand that runner in scoring position, and after half an inning, Oxford Hills nothing, and the Rams coming up. You're watching high school baseball on Ticket TV.
We've got a 100-year-old company here, and it's because of the service, the quality, and the experience. gets done right.
I think we've been doing it for so long. The only thing that we do, that when we walk into a room, we automatically know how to treat that window. We can take any product that the customer's looking for and make it work in just about any situation that they present us with. So
There's no reason to be overwhelmed.
No.
We can help you through it.
we're not going anywhere. We've been around for 100 years.
Time.
Back here at Mansfield Stadium, getting ready for the bottom of the first inning with the Rams coming to the dish for the first time. High school sports on Ticket TV, presented by Dean's Detailing, the leader in auto detailing for over 54 years. You can renew your vehicle's appearance, protect your auto investment, look good and feel good in a clean, shiny car. Book your appointment at deansdetailing.com. Mother's Day is coming up on Sunday. Be a hero with a Dean's gift card. Rams coming to the dish here in the bottom of the first. Here is how they line it up. Gavin Glanville-True leading off, the center fielder. He's followed by Ethan Sproul, the third baseman. Jacoby Harvey, the shortstop, bats third, followed by Kyle Johnson, the first baseman. Batting fifth is Zach Cota, the catcher. Lucas Rutherford bats sixth. He is the DH. Owen Glanville-True in left field. Jonas Gilly at second base, and Trey Tennant, number 9 hitter, in right field for the Rams. Oxford Hills around the diamond. Left to right, it's Pulkinen at third, Truman at short, Turcotte at second, and Kennison at first. In the outfield, Boyce, Gendrick, and Stevens left to right, and the battery, Davis and Cavers.
Cavers transfer from St. Dominic's.
Really?
Which closed their school after last year. Of course, St. Dom's won the Class D state championship a year ago and
went out on top.
Some of their players are spread out in that general area, the Lewiston Auburn area for the most part. But Cavers at Oxford Hills.
A unique transfer portal here in the state of Maine.
Yeah, really.
Glanville-True, the center fielder, leading things off for the Rams from the left side of the dish. First pitch pops out of the glove of Cavers, but it catches the zone for strike one.
Yeah, Glanville-True has been a catalyst of this offense, batting .407, 11 of 27, with 3 doubles, 12 RBIs out of the leadoff spot. He's got 10 stolen bases and 11 runs scored.
Punching one foul to the left side.
He's also somebody defensively that is a cover of great ground in center field going to his left or to his right. So that's a help defensively in terms of the pitcher's ERA, cutting off a few hits now and then.
That one slapped to left down the line. It'll get down for at least one. Over to it quickly is the left fielder. And a nice job there by Boyce to get to that baseball and hold Glanville-True to a single, but a leadoff hit for the Rams here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, but Glanville-True forces you to play honest defensively. You really can't cheat too much, like playing him to pull. In that case, it would have been extra bases. But because the left fielder for Oxford Hills, Jacoby Boyce, didn't play him to pull, but played him straight away, able to hold him to a single.
Throw over to first base. Glanville-True had a big lead, but he's able to dive back in safely.
Mentioned 10 stolen bases, I think, for him, and that leads the team in that category, leads Bangor in that category.
Another big lead, darting right out to the edge of that cutout at first base. Big swing and a miss by Sproul for strike one. Ticket TV, presented in part by Dairy Queen. Dairy Queen Bangor has new DQ breakfast collections. You can enjoy a Cinnamon Toast Crunch dipped cone, Fruity Pebble shake, or a Choco Frosted Donut Blizzard. Another throw over to first, and again, takes a big dive back in there by Glanville-True.
Yeah, getting in there comfortably with that hand reaching in to the white part of the extended first base. The green half is in foul territory.
He's got it measured, showing bunt here. Sproul drops one down right in between third base and the pitcher's mound. Nicely done. Fielded and throw over to first base by Pulkinen for the out, but up to second. Glanville-True into scoring position on the sac bunt by Sproul.
Well, and that's what we were talking about before the game, that Bangor and I suspect Oxford Hills both quite willing to play for a run here early in the game, try to get the advantage, and plus it also bolsters your pitching and defense if you can play with the lead.
Here's one of those rare underclassmen on the Rams. Sophomore Jacoby Harvey, first pitch swinging, fouling it straight back.
Yeah, he's probably had the hardest hit balls of any of the Rams so far this year, and this is a Bangor team batting .303. Harvey batting .414, 12 of 29, 5 doubles, 2 triples, 15 RBIs, and 11 runs scored, 3 stolen bases. Started the season batting out of the 2-hole, and very quickly was moved back to the 3rd spot.
Chopper over the mound, fielded at shortstop, a little trouble out of the glove, but still able to get it over to first for the second out. Truman with the throw, and now there's 2 down, a Bangor runner on third, the bottom of the first, kind of mirroring the top of the first.
Yeah, nice play there. Ball kind of dropped into his hand as it was chops high. From then on, it was just a matter of getting a grip on it to make the throw on the run, and Gunner Truman did the job.
Kyle Johnson at the dish, cleanup hitter for the Rams. Truman a chance to go 3 for 3, but he drops it at short, picks it up, and fires a strike to beat Johnson by a step. Gunner Truman showing off the glove at short with all 3 assists. And after 1, both teams leave a runner in scoring position. We're tied at 0 on Ticket TV.
Bangor on the first, no run.
With Maine's largest network of parts, Coastal Auto Parts keeps things moving. If it's got wheels and an engine, we've got the parts to keep it on the road. From work trucks to weekend rides. If it's on the road, we're behind it. At Coastal Auto Parts, we're driven by more than engines. We're powered by the people who count on us. Because serving our community is what keeps us going. Coastal Auto Parts is owned and operated by a Maine family that cares.
You deserve a clean car. Let the pros at Dean's Detailing renew your vehicle's appearance and protect your auto investment. Enjoy your ride. Dean's gift cards are the perfect fit. Dean'sDetailing.com.
Back at Mansfield Stadium in Bangor, scoreless first inning between the top 2 teams in Class A North. Vikings coming back to the dish, and it's going to be the catcher, Finley Cavers, leading it off here in the top of the second. Ticket TV coverage presented by Next Home Experience, the market leader. Get looped and get sold with Next Home Experience. Also by Dairy Queen in Old Town. The DQ $7 chicken strip meal deal has it all. 100% white meat, seasoned chicken strips, full-size fries, a drink, and a DQ sundae. All for just $7. And now you can get it with new honey sriracha dip. Visit 613 Stillwater Avenue in Old Town. Ticket TV coverage also brought to you by UMaine Finish Strong. 60-plus flexible online degree and certificate programs offered through Maine's flagship university. Apply now at umaine.edu/online. Cavers getting ready to dig in here to begin the top of the second inning.
Yeah, the big run-producing hit in Oxford Hill's most recent victory, that over Levitt of Turner Center, was a 12-0 5-inning win. But Levitt went into that game. Well, they're ranked second in Class B South right now. Last 2 games for Oxford Hills actually have been against B schools from the South. Freiburg Academy with 3-2 win for Oxford Hills last week. That's
a nice play by Glanville True. Ernie, you said it in the bottom of the first inning. He can cover some ground in center field, and he shows it off right there, coming in to snare a sinking liner.
Yeah, ball sinking in front of him a lot of times a lot more difficult than the one going to either side, but he does go just to his left and comes up with the one-hand grab about, 1.5 2 feet off the ground, but on the move. So there's a base hit prevented by the senior center fielder for the Rams.
And a quick out for Rutherford to begin the second inning. Jacoby Boyce now digging in, the left fielder for the Vikings.
I had to stop talking while the play was going on to see what was going to happen. Another impressive catch there. Bangor's had a succession of very good defensive outfielders, and particularly those that have played center field.
I'm going to go off the Vikings lineup that I took a picture of on the wall of their dugout, that this is in fact Boyce. He's listed as number 25 on the roster. Number 19's at the dish, and there isn't a 19 on the roster.
Yeah, I think you're right there.
Count is 2-1 in favor of the Viking.
We can do a double check between innings.
I believe I heard a Boyce come from Bob Beetham to our right. That one off the fists, hit softly to second. Glove there and then dropped by the Bangor second baseman. Gilly is going to get charged with an E4. The second Vikings base runner in as many innings reaches on the error.
Yeah, ball was chopped, and Gilly had to be patient and kind of have the ball come to him. He did come forward on it, but I think he made the catch all right. It was in the transition to the throw where he had the difficulty, feeling like he was perhaps running out of time. And so Oxford Hills with their second base runner via an error in as many innings.
Seemed like it had a lot of English on it, too. And off the hands, it was kind of knuckling and spinning its way out there.
Took a short hop, then a high hop, then a short hop, and certainly tested the Bangor second baseman.
Left-handed hitting DH Nico Powers watches one down and in for ball one. Powers DHing today for the right fielder, Carson Stevens. Pitcher and an outfielder for the Vikings.
Pretty good mix of lefties and righties. This is at least the third left-handed batter for Oxford Hills, and we're in the 7th spot in the order.
They sequence it pretty well, too. 1, 4, 7.
This would please Alex Cora if he was still the manager of the Red Sox. He was big into that.
Speaking of Alex, I've worked a broadcast with him, and from this very spot right here.
You did?
This booth. Back in the day when this stadium used to host the Senior League World Series.
Did you feel like you were that you were sitting next to the future manager of the Red Sox at the time?
Did not. It was, I think it was the year before he took the Houston bench job.
Okay.
It was the year before he got back into baseball, his last stint at ESPN.
Did he play any drums on the scorer's table at all with his hands?
He gave no indication of his grand scheming and plans that would come.
His musical intonations.
There's a pitch on the corner for strike 2, and Rutherford jumps ahead 1-2.
Tell you what, they're getting that call. Both teams are so far, and that makes for a pitcher's game here. If they can get that wider strike zone, that's right on the outside corner.
Here's the 1-2. Hit in the air to right center field. Glanville True going over. Now going back. Seems to have a beat on it, though, and makes the catch over the shoulder for the second out.
Don't see much of a wind out there. The flag is moving a little bit, but nothing serious. But you also have to kind of account for the sun, which isn't out a lot, but
when it comes out, it can be a little blinding on a day like today.
And it comes out suddenly. The clouds are kind of thin and they're not really scattered. It's mostly cloudy out, but every now and then there's a patch of blue, and if the sun pops up through that, then all of a sudden you've got to deal with it. I see Glanville True had the sunglasses down to make that catch.
Ryder Kennison, the first baseman, batting in the 8-hole, chops that one through the left side and into left field. First hit of the game for Oxford Hills, and they've got 2 on with 2 out.
Yeah, not a bad pitch. I mean, the ball wasn't hit all that hard. It was just where it was hit, perfectly into the shortstop hole or through the shortstop hole. And now Carter Davis, the number 9 hitter, with a chance to help his own cause here.
Pitcher versus pitcher here, 2 on, 2 out in the second inning. Rutherford wants to shut down his counterpart, keep the Vikings off the board. First pitch, high and tight.
If you're Rutherford, you'd kind of like to do it right here, because to load the bases and bring up the top of the order.
Turn it over again.
Not an enviable position.
Down and away for ball 2. A couple of patient takes there for Davis. Ticket TV coverage brought to you in part by Union Street Towing, serving the greater Bangor area for over 40 years with towing, flatbed recovery, lockouts, and jump starts. Fully licensed and insured. Call 942-4200. 2-0 is up and in, and Rutherford has fallen behind Davis 3-0.
Yeah, first 3-ball count of the game here. 9 batters in for Rutherford.
Sitting on 30 pitches right now. Taking all the way and watching that one down and away. A 4-pitch walk for Carter Davis, and the bases are juiced for the leadoff man as the Vikings flip it over. Gunnar Truman coming up for the second time.
Zach Cota, the catcher, veteran catcher, out to the mound to talk to his pitcher, got to settle him down. Going 4 in a row in that sequence off the plate.
Truman in his first at-bat reached via an E6, made it out to second base before eventually getting stranded. There's that widened strike zone, catching the corner.
Yeah, good job of framing the pitch by Zach Cota back there. Draw it back in just a little bit from the outside if he needed to convince the umpire of the strike.
That one dips low to even the count. 1-1 the count. Bases loaded. 2 down. A big swing and a miss there by Truman. And Rutherford ahead, 1-2.
Gunnar Truman, a junior.
There's the 1-2, trying to frame it, but that one just a little too far outside.
Yeah, good test there by Rutherford to see how far Truman would go, but good eye by the leadoff hitter for the Vikes.
Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He chases a high one, and the Vikings leave them loaded. After 1.5, Oxford Hills nothing, Bangor nothing. You're watching high school baseball on Ticket TV.
Have you tried the new happy hour specials at Uno Pizzeria and Grill? Just $6 gets you cheesy garlic bread, mozzarella sticks, buffalo chicken quesadillas, cheeseburger sliders, and much more Monday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m., 9 to close, and all day Sundays. Don't forget about the dough raiser at Uno's. Schedule a dough raiser for your local fundraiser and earn up to 25% of event sales. Contact your local Uno Pizzeria in Bangor for more details at 725 Stillwater Avenue and place your orders at 947-5000 and unos.com.
2025 was an outstanding year of growth for Next Home Experience, and it happened because of you. We appreciate everyone who trusted us to help you buy or sell your next home. Here's to an even bigger 2026. Get looped and get sold with Next Home Experience.
Back here in Bangor, where our Ticket TV coverage is brought to you in part by Hidden Meadows. Golf season is here. Hidden Meadows Golf Course is open just 10 minutes north of Bangor. Enjoy a beautiful 9-hole course with a driving range and a fully stocked pro shop. Plan your round today at hiddenmeadowsgolf.com. We're also brought to you by Bangor Window Shade and Drapery, offering custom blinds, shades, drapery, and outdoor awnings. Bangor Window Shade, 105 Main Street in Bangor. Well, Ernie, you're expecting a low-scoring ball game. The Vikings have had their chances, stranding 3 runners now in scoring position through the first 2 times at the dish.
Yeah, I mean, the first inning, leadoff batter got aboard, and Rutherford retired 3 in a row. This time the bases became loaded with 2 outs, so that lessened the jam that Rutherford was in, but he came back with a big strikeout against the leadoff batter for Oxford Hills to end the inning.
The Bangor backstop leading off here in the second. Coda swings at the first pitch and fouls it straight back. Carter Davis got through the first inning with just 8 pitches, despite allowing a leadoff single to Gavin Glanville-True.
Kind of hard to ignore these Bangor offensive numbers. 303 the team batting average, 96 runs in 8 games. And an on-base percentage of .490.
I'll get the job done.
It's like every other batter, isn't it?
That it is.
Again, a couple of the scores skew the stats, particularly the 23-2 win over Lewiston.
And off the hands, grounded to first. Bobbled there, but flipped to Davis, covering the bag. 1 up, 1 down for the Rams in the second.
And Carter Davis has Bangor beating the ball into the ground right now. 4 consecutive ground ball outs. Well, one was a sacrifice bunt, but that was on the ground as well. Since then, nothing but grounders.
Lucas Rutherford trying to get a little something going for his offense. The Bangor pitcher digging in the 6-hole. Wanted that one, let it go, and it's a called strike.
He's got 4 extra base hits this year, all doubles, and they've been productive. 9 RBIs out of the 6th spot in the Bangor order.
Swinging at that one and sending it right over Davis's head into center field. Second hit of the game for the Rams.
Yeah, solid shot there by Rutherford. Didn't try to do too much with it. Took the pitch as it came to him and delivered it back in the same general direction. Solid single into center field, and now Rutherford presents a threat here with 1 out.
Owen Glanville-True now at the dish for Bangor, the left fielder. Trying to do as Gavin did in the first inning and make his way on base. Fouling off the first pitch here.
Bangor would like to get this run to the second base with 1 out, but I'm not sure that Rutherford is going to be in a stealing frame of mind.
Davis makes him put in a little effort, diving over to the bag. Nothing in 1 on Owen Glanville-True. Here's the delivery from Davis, and that one dips down and in. Ticket TV coverage brought to you in part by Hannaford and Bucksport. Support your local student athletes this fall with Hannaford Bucksport. Proud to cheer on their community teams and help make their season a success. Hannaford proud to be part of the community. Called strike there. Gets Davis in front 1-2. One and two to Glanville True. And it's down and in to even the count. Here's the 2-2 delivery. That one is punched in the air to second base and off the hands, so it hangs up and caught out there for the first out of the inning. Squeezed by, second out of the inning, excuse me. Squeezed by Turcotte at second. Runner on first, 2 down now. It's going to bring up the second baseman, Jonas Gilly, number 1 for the Rams. Big swing and a miss at the first pitch.
Gilly's had a very productive season out of the 8-hole, batting .400. .556 on base percentage, 11 RBIs, and 12 runs scored out of that 8 spot.
That is some production at the bottom of the order.
He and Trey Tennant, the 9-hitter who's on deck, have been really a source of offense. Tennant at .286, 5 RBIs, 11 runs scored out of the 9 spot. 9 walks have helped him get on base. He's got a 60% on base percentage.
Get on and let the guys at the top drive you in.
Yes.
That one's fouled off, making it 0-2. So Davis, the strike away from getting out of the second. 8 pitches in the first. He's thrown 12 so far here in the second, so making quick work of the first 2 frames.
17 strikes out of those 20 pitches, by the way.
Rutherford takes off on the 0-2. It's taken low, no throw. A good jump by the Bangor pitcher, and a stolen base gets him down to second.
See, that's a good play, because the worst case scenario, he strikes out, but Gilly's batting .400 with an 0-2 count, and maybe an 0-3. Well, it would have been a third out, and he'd have been able to lead off the next inning. So now he's in scoring position.
1-2. Gilly staying alive, protecting and fouling that one up the third base line. Bangor Mall Cinemas has been Greater Bangor's favorite hometown theater for over 40 years. They feature luxury recliners and an upgraded food menu. Find show times and reserve your seat at yourneighborhoodtheater.com. Here's the 1-2. Up and in.
Gilly making Davis throw a few pitches. Really, pitch count is low. So in the game, just 23 here as we speak in the second, 2 outs.
2-2, 2 outs in the second. That one's up and in, and Gilly's worked the count full.
Maybe the 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up.
It's a third of his pitches for the game to this point. Pitch number 25 here. The 3-2 taken high. Good at bat by Gilly. He works a 2-out walk, and the Rams now have 2 on with 2 down.
Yeah, just a good job. Got behind the count. I think it was 0-2, wasn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, he was, because that's when the stolen base
steal.
took place. And so did a nice job fighting it back. Had fouled off one pitch and then just showed a good eye at the plate.
Tennant looking to bring home at least Rutherford. He watches the first pitch through for strike 1. The 0-1 to Tennant. Catches the black, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, nice pitch there by Davis. Not giving Tennant anything too good to hit, catching that outside corner.
0-2. 2 men on, 2 out here in the second. A swing and a miss, and Davis gets out of the pickle. The Rams strand a pair, and after 2, no score here from Mansfield Stadium between the top 2 teams in Class A North High School Baseball on Ticket TV.
My name's Mia, and McDonald's is helping me earn my degree. Through Archways to Opportunity, I can work and take college classes while receiving help with tuition payments. It's more than a job, it's my future. Apply today.
Back at Mansfield Stadium in Bangor, getting ready for the top of the third inning. No score between the Vikings and the Rams so far on Ticket TV. Our coverage is presented by Hartford's Auto Service. Complete auto repair for all makes and models, over 30 years of experience. That's 62 Liberty Drive in Herman. Call 989-6322. And if you're craving something fun and delicious, try Fat Panda Boba Tea Market on Harlow Street in Bangor. They have boba, snacks, ramen, Jamaican patties, plus boba energy drinks exclusively at the Brewer Wilson Street location next to Hannaford. The Bangor store is open Sunday through Wednesday, 11 to 8, and Thursday through Saturday, 10 to 8:30. Brewer open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 5. Be the number 2 hitter, Colton Jendrick, leading things off for the Vikings here in the top of the third.
I hear a flyover.
Yep.
As we speak.
Slightly ill-timed.
Yeah. Well, at least nobody was up. There's no play going on. Everybody could kind of look up and hear the noise.
Center field number 2, Colton Jendrick.
Jendrick grounded out to third in the first inning. It was actually, I was thinking of the Bangor side of the inning, the sack bunt. He watches a big sweeping breaking ball through there for strike one. Rutherford mixing up the speed a little bit. 36 pitches through the first 2 innings as that one dips low.
Yeah, he's actually done a good job. Did load the bases in a second, but that was a rally started by an error, so he's not fared badly.
Yeah, Rams errors in each the first and the second and forced Rutherford to throw some extra pitches. He falls behind the leadoff hitter here in the third, 3-1. Colton Jendrick narrowing the zone, looking for something to drive, and a off-speed pitch there from Rutherford to load up the count at 3-2.
Yeah, some confidence in all his pitches, not afraid to throw him behind the count. Still behind the count.
Payoff pitch, and that one sweeps wide for ball 4. Leadoff walk for Jendrick.
Second walk by Rutherford, and the second time in 3 innings the leadoff runner has been aboard.
Cam Polkinen, 0 for 1. As a throw over to first base since Jendrick diving back in. Grounded out to first, unassisted, back in the first. And is ahead in the count, 1-0.
Jendrick looks like a base stealer over there at first base. We'll see. Might want to let Polkinen hit here. He's batting third for a reason.
Jendrick dives back into the bag safely. He kind of bows out that lead at first base, if you notice. So
yeah,
he's almost diving at an angle.
He's behind where the base is.
He takes off. That one inside. Johnson throw down. Oh, sliding behind the throw. Jendrick able to swipe second.
Well, as I mentioned, he looked like he was a base stealer, and that time got a chance. And
wasn't the best jump, but he was able to make up the ground along the path.
Just pretty good speed on his part.
Running in scoring position now with nobody out here in the third. Pulkinen sends it on the ground to shortstop. Grabbed there by Harvey. Throw across the diamond. Gets there just in time. Over to third goes Jendrick with just 1 out. Productive out for Pulkinen, 6-3. And they'll bring up the cleanup hitter for the Vikings, Jacob Turcotte.
Yeah, it would have been a big gamble to try to make the play at third. You kind of see it in front of him, but he took the sure out. Now it's just a big out for Rutherford to keep Jendrick at third base.
First pitch to Turcotte. You see Johnson setting up right on the outside corner there, and Rutherford dots it.
Yeah, he caught it right in the center of his body, but the body was borderline out of the strike zone, and there he goes again.
I think I said Johnson behind the dish. It's actually Coda.
There was a time, I don't know if it's still true or not, a year or two ago, where
he was a catcher, right?
He was a
At
catcher,
one point.
and
that's driven in the air out towards center field. Let's see if it's deep enough to score the runner. Catch made by Glanville True. Here comes the throw to the dish. They bring it through, but not in time as Jendrick comes home to score the game's first run, and the Vikings on the board here in the top of the third.
Yeah, good manufacturing of a run there by the Oxford Hills Vikings. Walk, stolen base, ground out to third base, and a sacrifice fly to deliver him as Turcotte does the job with the fly to medium center field.
Now it's the Vikings backstop, Cavers, lined out to center field his first time up. He was the man that was robbed by Glanville True his first time around, right? On that sinking line in center field.
Yes, indeed he was.
Here's the 0-1, hitting it out towards Glanville True again. Drifting over into right center to make the catch for the final out of the inning. But the Vikings push one across, and after 2.5, Oxford Hills 1, Bangor nothing on Ticket TV.
Life is so much better when you impact the lives of those around you, and with Creative Options, you will. Creative Options provides services and support to adults with intellectual disabilities, and right now, Creative Options is looking for shared living providers who take clients into their own homes, kind of like adult foster care. You'll enjoy a generous, tax-free stipend to work from home and make a difference in someone's life. To apply for this tremendous opportunity, simply visit creativeoptionsllc.org. That's creativeoptionsllc.org.
Sometimes life is a cluttered mess, but your car doesn't have to be. At Dean's Detailing, we have a variety of packages that will make your car look new again. Change your outlook. Book your appointment now at deansdetailing.com.
Back here at Mansfield Stadium in Bangor, Ticket TV coverage presented by North Star Waste and Recycling. Remodeling or tackling a big project, North Star Waste and Recycling in Brewer has you covered. Roll-offs for homes, front loads for businesses. Call 989-4000 or visit them at 198 Dirigo Drive. North Star Waste and Recycling, dependable, on time, every time. Also brought to you by Novus Auto Glass. Give them a call today at 945-6688 to get your windshield repaired or replaced. Bangor now trailing for the first time today, 1-0 as they come to the plate in the bottom of the third inning. Back to the top of the order, Gavin Glanville True leading it off. He punched a single to left field his first time up. First pitch from Davis is down and away for ball one.
He made it to third base in the bottom of the first on a sacrifice by Sproul and a ground ball out by Harvey, but with 2 outs, Davis came back to retire Kyle Johnson, and that is one of 3 Bangor runners left on base so far.
There's a look at the live events coming up this weekend on 92.9 The Ticket as that's punched on the ground to first base. Flip to the bag, Davis covering for the out. Glanville True hustling down the line, but he is put out 3-1 for the first out here in the third.
Yeah, Davis had to hustle to get over there because Glanville True with some good speed, but he did the job, and that play goes 3-1. That's a big out for Oxford Hills to get Glanville True out as a leadoff hitter in the inning.
Ethan Sproul now up for the second time. He had a sac bunt back in the first inning. Swing and a miss here for strike one. Let's get you those live events now coming up this weekend on 92.9 The Ticket. You got Maine baseball taking on UMass Lowell right now up in Orono, followed by Red Sox Rays baseball. Rays and Red Sox tomorrow at 4, followed by Thunder at Lakers, Game 3 of the Western Conference semifinals. Then on Sunday, Sox and Rays round out that 4-game series. 12:35 the pregame. Sunday Night Baseball, Tigers at Royals on The Ticket. Wave and a miss, and it's 1-2 to Sproul.
Score up at Mahaney Diamond. University of Maine baseball team trying to get to second place and stay in second place in the America East, but trailing right now 1-0 in the bottom of the 5th with 2 outs, each team with 3 hits.
It's a fast-moving game. It only started, I think, half an hour before us.
Yeah. UMass Lowell scored a single run in the top of the 5th, and Maine batting in the bottom of the inning right now.
2-2 here on Sproul. 1 down in the second. It's hit in the air to shallow right field. Coming on and making the catch out there is Stevens for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, Stevens had Sproul played perfectly in the fact that he was shallow in right field, and he's pretty much shallow against all the right-handed Bangor hitters.
Jacoby Harvey, Bangor shortstop. Sophomore grounded out to the Viking shortstop back in the first. First pitch swinging, and he lines that one into right center field. That'll get down for a hit.
Oh!
And it's bobbled out there. Harvey trying for second. He's going to get in safely ahead of the throw. A single and an error. Jacoby Harvey now in the scoring position with 2 down here in the third.
Here's the ball into center field and bobbled by the center fielder. Colton Jendrick just didn't come up with it. Got away from him and the right fielder, and that enabled Harvey to get into scoring position. We'll see if the Rams now can take advantage.
Kyle Johnson also grounded out to short back in the first. Launches this one down in the dirt. Good stop there by Cavers to keep the Bangor runner at second.
Harvey getting the base hit on the first pitch. Drove right back to center field.
I was getting ready to say another very quick inning for Davis on the mound.
Well, that's the way it's been.
10 pitches.
It's almost like Bangor needs to slow him down just a little bit.
Chop foul straight back by Johnson to even the count. One and one with 2 down and a runner on second as Davis steps off. Our coverage brought to you in part by Lloyd's Family Market in Old Town on Gilman Falls Avenue. Stop by and grab a fresh sandwich, pizza, or Chester's Chicken. Don't forget a homemade whoopie pie, cold drinks, snacks, gas, and delivery on DoorDash or Grubhub.
Big spot here for Johnson, who's kind of been the leader of the Bangor pack here for the last 3, even 4 years.
Here's the 1-2. Taken high to even the count.
He entered play today batting .292 with 8 RBIs, 9 walks, 5 stolen bases, a .500 on-base percentage.
Deuce is wild. 2-2 with 2 outs. Here it is. Just off the inside corner. Good take by Johnson. And the count runs full. Comes the payoff pitch of the Bangor cleanup hitter. And it's outside for ball 4.
Second walk issued by Carter Davis. He walked Jonas Gilly with 2 out in the second inning, and now Coda, the number 5 hitter in the Bangor, had a chance to get his team on the board.
Ditches the shin pads, now trying to step up and even this one here in the third. 2 on, 2 out. Coda grounded out to first his first time up, and he got just a piece of that one, which is going to negate a double steal for the Rams.
Took off on the first pitch, did Harvey from second and Johnson from first. Looked like he would have had the base stolen, but Coda saw a pitch he liked and went at it, just fouled it off.
Davis steps off, now throws out to second. Back in there safely goes Harvey.
Kind of hesitated, maybe waiting for
shortstop
Harvey to notice that, waiting for the shortstop, waiting for Harvey to notice it, perhaps check up on his own, but made the play without error.
0-1 taken low. 1-1 now on Coda, as the Rams are indeed making Davis throw some pitches here in the top of the third.
A lot of room to the right side. Second baseman over toward the second base bag, trying to help cover Harvey there. Hit by pitch.
And that one catches a piece of Coda, and the bases are going to be loaded now with 2 outs for the Rams. It's Lucas Rutherford, who singled and stole a base his first time up, now trying to help out his own cause.
Inside pitch, and Coda batting close to home plate. Took one there to load the bases, advance the runners, and mentioned Rutherford's had some big hits this year.
First pitch inside for a strike 1, catching the front door. See that closed-off stance from Rutherford.
He's got 5 hits this year and 20 at-bats, but 4 of them have been doubles.
Fouling that one off to the right, and Davis now a strike away from getting out of the 2-out jam.
And that was before the single to center he had with 1 out in the bottom of the 2nd.
Lucas Rutherford trying to at least tie this game, if not put the Rams in front. And himself. The 0-2 to the Bangor pitcher. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Davis gets out of the bases loaded jam. The Rams leave them juiced here in the bottom of the 3rd. And after 3, Oxford Hills 1, Bangor nothing on Ticket TV.
Darlings in Bangor is hiring experienced Ford technicians. We've solved the 2 biggest challenges in the industry, warranty time and flat rate. At Darlings, you'll have guaranteed hours, retail time for warranty, and unlimited earning potential. We offer up to $40 an hour plus incentives, generous PTO, full benefits, and a climate-controlled shop. Apply today at darlings.com. You'll do better at Darlings.
It's time for a reset. McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Extra value meals are back, only at McDonald's.
Back here in Bangor, where the Vikings lead the Rams 1-0 through 3 innings at Mansfield Stadium. Ticket TV coverage brought to you in part by the Coach House Restaurant and Brewer. For homestyle cooking, homemade desserts, and an experienced-friendly staff, it's the Coach House. Takeout available at 457 Wilson Street in Brewer. Online at thecoachhouserestaurant.com. Our coverage also brought to you by Maine Athletics. For Black Bear tickets, call the ticket office at 581-BEAR or visit goblackbears.com/tickets. And we're brought to you by Goslin's Bakery. 334 Harlow Street in Bangor, open 7 days a week. You can grab a breakfast sandwich or one of their legendary donuts or pastries made since 1945. Also, check out Goslin's Bakery and Deli in Brewer, next to Hannaford. Leading off for the Vikings in the top of the 4th inning, it's going to be Jacoby Boyce. Reached on an error in the 1st, eventually made his way to 3rd base where he was stranded. In the 2nd inning, excuse me. Now coming up for his 2nd at-bat of the game, Rutherford, 50 pitches through the first 3 innings. He's had to deal with some traffic along the way. Some of his own making, some not. A couple of Bangor errors in the first 2 innings.
Yeah, Vikings have stranded 4 base runners.
First pitch to Boyce is upstairs for ball 1. That one's pulled through the left side and into left field. A leadoff single here for Boyce to get the Vikings going in the 4th.
Found the same spot that Ryder Kennison found in the 2nd inning, just a little harder hit ball, more toward the 3rd baseman, but not a ball that either of the Bangor infielders on the left side could get to, and leadoff hitter for the on base for the 3rd time in 4 innings. That leadoff hitter scored last inning.
First pitch taken upstairs. Oxford Hills DH Nico Powers at the dish. He flew out to center his first time up. Oh, fouled straight back. One and one to the upright left-handed hitting DH for the Vikings.
Quite the open stance there for Powers. This is a situation where if you're Bangor, you really don't want to get much further behind than the 1 run, the way this game is going so far, and the fact that Davis has only thrown 39 pitches through his first 3 innings.
In the air to left center, Glanville True tracking it, and he makes the catch for the first out of the inning. For the 2nd time tonight, Powers flies out to Glanville True in center.
You see going from left to his left or to his right, just a gliding element to how Gavin Glanville True makes those plays. And as we saw early in the game, he's also pretty good at coming in on a ball and getting his body out of the way to make a catch like he did against Cavers.
Here's Ryder Kennison. He singled his first time up. Throw over to first base by Rutherford. Sends Boyce diving back in. First pitch to Kennison, and it catches the top of the zone for strike one. Reminder to tune in to our local shows on 92.9 The Ticket. You can get your morning started the right way with the morning roast, and the drive takes you home weekdays 4 to 6. Coda trying to frame it at the top of the zone, but missing.
Not much to talk about on the drive in recent days.
No,
not
really,
much going on.
Really scraping the bottom of the barrel in New England sports.
I don't know what the big topic was today. I guess it was a continuation of the will Jaylen Brown be with the Celtics next year or not, and will Mike Vrabel be with the Patriots next year or not?
It is a day-to-day proposition right now. Two-one to Kennison is sent foul back towards Sawyer Arena. Two-two pitch to Kennison. He hits this one in the air to center field. Runner was off with the pitch. He's got a retreat. Glanville True makes the catch, throws back to first base and doubles off the runner. Johnson with the scoop. And Bangor turns two to get out of the top of the fourth. Just your average 8-3 double play to end the inning for the Rams. And through 3.5, it's the Vikings 1, Bangor nothing on Ticket TV.
For the past 10 years, Next Home Experience has grown because of you. Every buyer, seller, and referral helped build who we are today, and your milestones became our memories. The future is even bigger. Get looped and get sold with Next Home Experience.
Back here at Mansfield Stadium in Bangor, we're going to show you our upcoming broadcast schedule in just a moment. There's a look at the line score. Oxford Hills 1-2-1 through 4 times at the dish. Bangor 0-3-2. They're coming up for the 4th time. Here's a look at our upcoming broadcast schedule. Busy week next week. 3 games in store. We get the Orono Red Riots hosting, is that Mattanocook I'm looking at?
Yes, very good.
Wow, all right.
Yeah, the Lynx.
Baseball at 4:30 up in Orono on Monday. Then on Wednesday, we got softball in Brewer. The Witches hosting the Hampden Academy Broncos. And next Friday night, we're right back here at Mansfield Stadium. Bangor hosting Herman out of Class B.
Yes, indeed. Herman, I think, got a win over Brewer last night. I'm not sure. They played over at Hedrick Field in Brewer, but Herman was the home team. So I think they might be in some wet field issues at Herman, perhaps, and they play on the artificial turf over in Brewer. And that puts them about 500. They kind of only played 4 games. You think that Bangor's already played 8, for instance.
Yep.
And that was their 4th, so they've got some catching up to do the Hawks.
Owen Glanville True leading off the bottom of the 4th inning for the Rams. Sends that one right up through the center and into center field for a single. Leadoff hit for Owen Glanville True to start off the 4th here. 4th hit of the game for the Rams.
Well, we talked about the bottom of the Bangor order and its productivity. 7, 8, 9 here in this inning, and so far so good with the leadoff runner aboard.
Here's Gilly, who worked, what was it, an 8-pitch walk his first time up?
Last time up in the 2nd inning.
Fell behind 0-2 and then battled all the way back to earn the free pass. That was pitch number 51 delivered in by Davis. Bangor trying to put a little something together here to even this game up. As we mentioned, not a lot of runs expected. Just one so far, halfway through the contest.
Bangor's had 4 runners in scoring position, just 1 runner reaching third base so far.
0-1 and showing bunt, dropping it down, forcing Davis off the mound. He looks at second, throws it there. That was ill-advised because Glanville True slid in safe before the ball even got to the bag. Bangor now with 2 on, nobody out after the fielder's choice.
Yeah, it was a good play by the second baseman not to let that throw go to the outfield.
Really was.
He got there on a hop. As what happened was Davis fielded the bunt and then looked up to second base and had made the decision to go there and realized he was going to be late, so he rushed it. Throw was off to the left field side, but Truman, Gunnar Truman, the shortstop, made a good play to keep that ball in the infield, but now Bangor with runners at first and second and nobody out.
Number 9 hitter Trey Tennant, he squares, pulls it back, and the pitch catches the inside corner for strike 1.
Second sacrifice for Bangor so far in this game.
Yeah, for Gilly, that goes down as a sac bunt, so he's still looking for an official at-bat today.
Yeah, no error on the play because of the play that Truman made at second base.
Sac bunt, fielder's choice. 2 on for the Rams here to begin the 4th inning on a 1-1 count on the number 9 hitter Tennant. Davis spins and throws to second. A bullet. But Glanville True diving back in safely.
Tennant with 9 walks so far this season, so you suspect he'll be patient at the plate.
One and one. He squares again and pulls back at the last second as that ball was seeking him in that right-hander's batter's box.
Well, Davis saw him square the bunt and wasn't going to give him a pitch to put down on the ground. Chased him out of the batter's box with it, and now Tennant ahead in the count.
2 and 1 on the Bangor number 9 hitter. He shows bunt again, pulls back, and that one catches the zone for strike 2.
Yeah, I think he did that by design, see if he could bluff another ball out of him, make it 3-1, but good pitch on the outside corner by Davis to make it 2-2.
2-2. 2 men on, nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th. Tennant showing bunt and missing. He strikes out on an attempted bunt for the first out here in the bottom of the 4th.
Interesting play there, but good pitch by Davis. He gets an important first out, but Bangor now with the top of the order up.
Flipping over the lineup to Gavin Glanville True. He's looking to bring home Owen at second. Tying run 180 feet away for the Rams. Here's the 1-0, and it catches a corner for strike 1.
Davis now with 3 strikeouts and 2 walks to his credit.
Here's the 1-1 with 1 down. On the ground to second. Fielded there and throw to first, and beating it out is Glanville True, hustling all the way out of the box on a routine grounder to second. Hit a little soft, but he's able to leg out an infield single and load the bases for the Rams.
Yeah, left-handed batter gets an early jump out of the box there, and just a pretty much softly hit routine grounder to second base. He just outran the play, did Gavin Glanville True, and now the bases are loaded for Ethan Sproul. Infield coming in all the way around here to try to prevent the equalizing run from scoring, and I guess we're going to have a conversation about how to play defensively here as Shane Slicer, the head coach for the Vikings, walks out to the mound here. But a big chance for Bangor here, and just a tremendous play by Gavin Glanville True to kind of sense that the ball wasn't hit that hard. He might have a chance to outrun the play to first base. Wasn't really anything that Oxford Hills did wrong other than, I don't know, I guess you might have
take a half step too long.
You might have charged the play a little bit more, but then you would have taken a risk on the throwing end of it, coming up clean, and the ball got to him. He had some time, but needed about a 104-mile Mason Miller fastball to
really
get the runner out at first base.
Sacks are juiced for the Rams. 1 down here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Second hit for Gavin Glanville-True.
Bangor out hitting the Vikings 5-2. They're looking for that timely one right here.
Sproul, his batting average is not that great, under 200, but had a bit of a knack for getting some big hits.
Launches the first one inside for ball 1.
Patient at the plate, but he also is going to have some places to go because Oxford Hills in all the way around the diamond defensively.
There's the 1-0, fouled straight back.
It sticks into the netting. Or is that fence down there? It's fence down there, I believe.
Wedged straight and punched out by a fan.
Yeah. Ball was punched in by a fan, but came on the field of play, so they stopped the game for a second to get that out of the way. So a catcher who would be going back to pursue a foul pop-up wouldn't step on it and injure an ankle.
1-1 chopped on the ground to second, knocked down there, the only place to first where they get the out. Coming home to score, Glanville-True, and this game is tied at 1. Sproul with an RBI ground out levels the score, and still 2 in scoring position for the Rams here with 2 out.
It's a glorified bunt. I think the second baseman may have had an inkling to see what was going on at home plate, Turcotte, and bobbled it just long enough so that the only play he wound up having was at first base, but it's going to go as just a 4-3 ground out and RBI for Sproul as Owen Glanville-True scores from third base.
Here's Jacoby Harvey trying to put his team in front for the first time today. The sophomore is 1 for 2. He singled his last time up in the 3rd inning, made it over to third base before getting stranded there.
Yeah, 2 outs now in the inning.
Rams are driving up that pitch count of Davis a bit, now up to 65 pitches here in the bottom of the 4th. Though he's quickly ahead of Harvey here, 0-2.
Harvey with a sharp single to right center his last time up. That was the first pitch hit.
The 0-2 is driven in the air to center field, going back on it out there. This is over his head. It's going to score both runners. Harvey pulls up at second. A 2-run double, and the Rams on top 3-1 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, Harvey's been hitting the ball very hard all spring long, and this one just carried over the head of Jedrick in center field and wound up with no chance, and did a good job to get back there as quick as he did to hold Harvey to a double. But now it's Bangor suddenly with a 3-1 lead and 2 RBIs for the sophomore shortstop.
Gilly and Glanville-True coming around to score. First pitch a strike here on Johnson. He's batting for the 3rd time today, 0 for 1 with a walk in the 3rd. Fouls that one off to the right, and it's 0-2.
But it goes back to the Bangor bottom of the order.
Getting it started.
7-8 batters, reach base, single, and a sacrifice play. 2 on, nobody out, and now the top of the order producing the runs.
Johnson drives that one down the right field line, but foul. Bangor with more hits in this inning than the Vikings have for the game, 3-2.
Yep, hit him 6-2, 6-2 now. And that one was a legitimate blast, as it turned
authority
out.
Behind that one. Wind blowing straight out to center field, as you can see on the flagpole out there. Here's another 0-2 hit up the third base line. A fair ball that darts behind the bag. Long throw, and a real nice play by Pulkkinen to get that one across the infield for the 3rd out. But the Rams strike for 3 in the bottom of the 4th, and after 4, they lead it 3-1 on Ticket TV.
My name's Mia, and McDonald's is helping me earn my degree. Through our Choice to Opportunity, I can work and take college classes while receiving help with tuition payments. It's more than a job, it's my future. Apply today.
Back here at Mansfield Stadium in Bangor, where the Rams suddenly have a 3-1 lead in control of this game. 3 hits and 3 runs in that bottom of the 4th inning to jump in front of the Oxford Hills Vikings. It's going to be the number 9 man leading it off in the top of the 5th. The pitcher for the Vikings, Carter Davis. He walked his first time up in the 2nd. Ticket TV coverage brought to you in part by Bennett Auto Center. You can experience the Bennett Auto Center difference at 99 Thatcher Street in Bangor or online at BennettAutoCenter.com. And we're brought to you by the Fitch Company, electrical and control systems engineers, technicians, designers, and drafters ready to tackle complex projects. Visit thefitchcompany.com.
Talked about pitch counts earlier and how Davis had the advantage at the start of the game. Only, 18 or 28 pitches through 2 innings, but 8 pitches in the first inning, and now it's Rutherford who's thrown fewer pitches through 4 complete.
Ooh, but he plunks his counterpart right there. Davis down to first base to get the top of the 5th started for the Vikings.
Don't want to do that if you're Bangor.
Davis on for the 2nd time today without the benefit of an official at-bat. A walk and a hit by pitch.
We've just gained all the momentum with the 3-run inning at the top. We've got a brief stoppage here, but and to get to let the number 9 hitter get on base with a hit pitch in the as the first batter on the first pitch is not the direction that Rutherford wanted to go. I don't know that you need to check too much on the runner at first with Oxford Hill suddenly down 2, but then again he may be a speed merchant that wants to get in a scoring position to help his team come back.
Big swing and a miss by Truman at a pitch down and away for strike 1. Maybe if nothing else, if you figure he's still going to be on the mound come the bottom of the inning, you're just trying to wear him out a little bit.
Yeah, get him dirty, get him a little worn out from making him dive back to first base. That's twice he's done it.
Nothing in 1, hit in the air to left center field. Going back is Glanville True. He's under it to make the catch. And retreating to first base is Davis.
I think Owen Glanville True had to read that breeze you were talking about just a little bit because he started in ever so slightly and then saw the ball carrying, but had plenty of time to get back to it.
Colton Jendrick 0 for 1, grounded out to 3rd in the first inning. He walked and scored his last time up. Also stole 2nd along the way.
Might see some action here on the bases now with 1 out. That's one less opportunity to advance the runner with that first out being achieved by Bangor.
First pitch swinging high in the air to right center field. Gavin Glanville True over into the gap to make the catch. 2 pitches and a base runner. 2 outs and a base runner on only 4 pitches so far here in the top of the 5th for Rutherford.
That's pretty good. Keep the ball around the strike zone and really just one wild pitch there. Not officially a wild pitch, but a pitch up and in that hit the shoulder of the leadoff batter Davis.
Cam Polkinen 0 for 2, the Vikings' third baseman. He grounded out to first, unassisted in the first, and grounded out to short. His last time up, that one down and away. The runner was off with the pitch and actually slid into second base, so he didn't see that it made its way through Coda into the backstop.
Yeah, I don't know if he was going to be able to make it or try to make it in that situation. But now in scoring position for Polkinen, the 3-hitter in the Oxford Hills batting order.
Davis with the stolen base to get into scoring position, trying to help his own cause and get the Vikings one closer. Though he needs Polkinen to help out as well at the dish, fouling that one off to even the count at 1-1. (3-1) Bangor in front here in the top of the 5th. Rutherford trying to get out of the frame as that pitch misses low. You've certainly seen more of the Rams than I have this year, with it being my first game of the spring. Do they have a closer of any sort, or let the guy with the ball go?
No, there's been a lot of 2-pitcher games, and it's varied a little bit from game to game this season. I was kind of looking up at the inning started to see if there was any warm-up action in the pen, but not yet. I think he's trying to let Rutherford control this game on his own, but I think you're going to see somebody warming up here pretty quickly as Polkinen draws the 3rd walk of the game issued by Rutherford, and Dave Morris heading to the mound.
Is this to talk or is this to make a change? Let's see.
There's been nobody warming up, so.
Only 69 pitches as well for Rutherford to this point.
Yeah. Let's see what we have here. We've got some movement in the Bangor dugout.
And
number 5 is Matt Turcotte, who has also been a starter this season. And in talking with Coach Morris before the game, he mentioned the fact that he wanted to be able to use Turcotte if he needed him today, which is part of the reason he didn't maybe pitch as long as he otherwise might have against Hamden on Monday. Save some pitches for a relief stint. He's used Johnson in relief. He's used Nick Lorena in relief. He's used Jacoby Harvey in relief over at Hamden, pitched over 4 innings. And Turcotte, I believe, has pitched both as a starter and a reliever as well. Turcotte, left-hander now, warming up for Bangor.
First pitch from Rutherford in for strike 1. So what you're saying is the Rams have some options.
Well, they're trying to develop depth. Bangor has had a knack for getting better as the season has gone along in a lot of these seasons under Dave Morris, and part of it is because you put a lot of different people in a lot of different positions, and then you kind of find out who's hottest in June, and that leads off your decision making.
Ooh, just getting a piece of that one was Turcotte. You could hear the bat tick the ball. Coda unable to squeeze it. Otherwise, the Rams would have been out of the inning. Down at the left field foul line, double barrel action in the Vikings bullpen as this one's hitting the air to shallow center field. It's trouble down in front of Glanville True. He picks it up and throws to third as Davis comes around to score on an RBI single by Turcotte. This is a 1-run game again, and the Vikings have the potential tying run in scoring position.
Yes, all this coming with 2 outs, just a bloop into shallow center field, and really nothing Bangor could do as Polkanen was going to be going all the way on that play because he could see that the ball was not going to be caught in the air, and Davis could score from second base on that situation. As you mentioned, now a 1-run game.
Here's Cavers trying to keep the line moving. First pitch swinging at a breaking ball high in the air to right field. Tennant back and under it and squeezes it for the final out of the inning. The Vikings strand 2, but they pick up 1. And after 4.5, Bangor 3, Oxford Hills 2. Bottom of the 5th coming up next on Ticket TV.
Warning, the following message may cause sudden urges for adventure. One weekend, once a year, it's Harvey RV and Marine's annual open house. May 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. 3 days of incredible open house pricing on RVs, boats, and showroom items. Campers, fifth wheels, motorhomes, travel trailers, pontoons, fishing boats, and more. All with deep discounts and incredible financing. It's Harvey RV and Marine's annual open house. May 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Just 6 minutes past Tractor Supply. Outer Broadway, Glenburn.
2025 was an outstanding year of growth for Next Home Experience, and it happened because of you. We appreciate everyone who trusted us to help you buy or sell your next home. Here's to an even bigger 2026. Get looped and get sold with Next Home Experience.
Back here at Mansfield Stadium, it's going to be Davis back on the mound to start off the 5th inning for the Vikings. He's got 70 pitches through the first 4. Double barrel action down in the Oxford Hills bullpen, a righty and a lefty warming up. We got the righty's name down there. We can see his back.
Yeah, that's Logan Norris. He's a junior. Haven't seen the back of the left-hander.
Ticket TV coverage presented by Pat's Pizza in Hamden. Whether playing or watching, baseball can work up quite an appetite. That's when it's time for Pat's Pizza on Main Road in Hamden. Call 947-6488 or visit patspizzahamden.com. Let's give you a look at the school profiles, and we begin with the visitors making the trip up.
Oxford Hill High School from South Paris. There's about 8 or 9 towns that feed into that school of 1,077 students. Kevin Ryan, the athletic director, and Paul Bickford, the principal for the Vikings. And did you know South Paris sits atop a giant vein of pegmatite, a rare granite formation that has produced gems like beryl, tourmaline, and smoky quartz. Some of Maine's first documented gem discoveries came from digs here in the greater South Paris area.
See, as a February birthday, that to me looks like amethyst. That looks like my birthstone. But
is that right?
I'll take the director's word that it's pegmatite or whatever came out of your mouth.
I'm sure that's been the source of a lot of discovery. There's also a lot of people that, not in that specific area, go to Western Maine to pan for gold.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
That's fairly common as far as gold panning goes.
1-1 the count to Coda, who sends it high in the air, a couple of steps onto the outfield grass, and it's trouble, and it drops. There was some confusion there as the ball was swirling up in the breeze. Truman was backing up, trying to get it. Coming in from left field was Boyce trying to get it as well. Did either of them touch that?
I don't think so.
Designated hitter and pitch number 17, Lucas.
Hasn't been scored yet.
No, it hasn't been scored here. But Coda down to first base to begin the 5th inning.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with them. I don't know that anybody touched it.
No,
it's just, I'm
loop
gonna go
single.
Hit number 7. That's hit number 2 for, for Coda. No, that's going to be hit
Second
number 1.
time on base.
Second time on base.
Got on base the hard way his last time up, getting plunked by one. Next pitch from Davis will be his 75th. Here's another look at that one as it drifts, and yeah, I don't think anyone...
I couldn't tell if he touched it or not, but even if he had, it was a reach.
Fouled off again by Rutherford. He's behind 0-2. Rutherford a single and a stolen base in the 2nd inning. He struck out, swinging his last time up. 0-2 and staying alive as that one is fouled off into the seats. Off the hand. Someone had it lined up and heard baseball on palm.
That can't feel good. It's a little cool out. Plus, you're not used to catching them if you're sitting in the stands.
Another throw over to first base. A little closer that time, but diving back in is Coda ahead of the throw.
That's your player from another team. I did see some Herman players here early this evening. They come to Bangor to play the Rams next Friday night here at Mansfield Stadium.
We'll have that game at 7 o'clock right here on Ticket TV.
Got more action in the Bangor bullpen. Looks like we got double-barreled action. Things have calmed down on the Oxford Hills side of the pen.
Rutherford backside of the way, a ball one. Another throw over to first base. That one skipped over. Picked out of the dirt by Kennison.
Turcotte joined by a right-hander over in the Bangor bullpen. And now there's actually two right-handers working over there.
Just getting a piece of that one at the dish is Rutherford to stay alive.
Bangor would love to get this run back that they gave up in the last half inning. 2-run lead, much more comfortable than a single run.
1-2 is waved on and missed. Rutherford down by way of the K for the second straight at-bat. Here's a look at the Bangor school profile.
1,100 the enrollment. Stephen Edestein, the veteran athletic administrator, and Paul Butler, the principal for the Rams. And did you know on March 20th, 1902, heavy rains and thawing ice caused log and ice jams on the Penobscot River, triggering the Great Bangor Flood.
That one lined up the middle into center field. Owen Glanville True with his second hit in as many at-bats. Up to second goes Coda. The Rams trying to get something cooking here in the bottom of the fifth with 2 on and 1 out.
Glanville True brothers are combined 4 for 6 at the plate here today, each one with 2 hits.
And 2 of the 3 Bangor runs.
I don't know if I read enough of that story about the Great Bangor Flood to get us by or not. I get about halfway through.
There
No lives were lost in that particular situation, but damages totaled nearly $300,000 in 1902 money, by the way.
I'm going to look up what $300K in 1902 is 124 years later.
And the covered bridge was heavily damaged.
Oh, 1 chopped on the infield softly over the mound. This could be trouble. Fielded it short. No, bobbled around by Truman. And the bases are loaded now for the Rams.
Yeah, that's an infield hit. Basically a swinging bunt here by Gilly. Once he gets past the pitcher, it's going to be a tough play for anybody to make. And as a result, the Rams with the bases loaded and just 1 out. third hit of the inning by Bangor as they're adding up now. 3 runs on 9 hits for the Rams.
Gilly on base for his third time today. That was his first official at bat.
Yes.
Walk and a sack bunt.
But we go back to the bottom of the order here. 2 hits for Glanville True, three on bases for Gilly, and now Tennant trying to get on track, and he does.
Punching it into right field. That'll score 1. Bangor holding the runner at third. RBI single for Tennant. Rams have that 2-run lead back. It's 4-2, and the base is still loaded with only 1 out.
Yeah, Tennant had struck out the first 2 times up. Wanted to get something done and jumped on a 1-0 pitch and served into right center field. And the lead is back to 2 for Bangor as Coda scores from third base, and the bases now remain loaded.
Rams up to 10 hits in the contest. Vikings sticking with Davis out there on the mound. His next pitch will be the 85th.
Infield in all around still.
Glanville True watches that one outside for ball 1. 2 for 3, as Ernie mentioned. A couple of singles and a run scored. Any guesses as to what that $300K in 1902 is worth today?
I would say more than $300K.
$11.5 million.
Well,
that's what inflation will do to you.
Doesn't take much to come up with $1 million anymore. I mean, a bridge got destroyed, right? Covered bridge. No, it didn't get destroyed, actually.
That
a lot of damage.
In there at the top of the zone, and now Davis ahead of Glanville True, 1-2.
Hitters must love to bat in this situation with the infield in the way it is, because if you can just make solid contact and it isn't directly at somebody, you're in pretty good shape.
That one low to even the count. Two and 2 to Glanville True. Bases loaded, 1 out. A chopper foul up the first base line. Ticket TV coverage brought to you in part by Bangor Tire Company. From a lawnmower to a skidder, they've got you covered since 1927. Visit 514 Colebrook Road in Herman or BangorTireCompany.com. 2 and 2 once again. That's ripped into the left center field for a single. 1 will score. Bangor send in another. Here's the throw to the plate. It's offline. A 2-run single for Glanville True. And the Rams have opened up a 4-run lead. It is 6-2 in favor of Bangor.
Again, just a solid contact to the opposite field by Glanville True. Just served it. Just had to get it over the shortstop's head, and then Bangor goes for the second run here. It was a throw home, but easily beating that throw was Jonas Gilby to follow Owen Glanville True across the plate. Third hit of the game for Gavin Glanville True, and Bangor breaking it open a bit, and that's going to be it for Carter Davis.
He is out of the game here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Bangor still not done with a couple of runners on and 1 out.
Cassius Tebow, number 20, it looks like he's coming in to pitch. So Davis is going to play right field.
Carson Stevens, who's being DH4 by Nico Powers, now out of the game.
So Cassius Tebow will enter that spot in the order as the pitcher. He'll enter the 7th spot in the order. And Davis will obviously remain in the 9th spot.
6-2, Bangor with the advantage, 11 hits. They have done a lot of work here in the last couple of innings, putting up 3 in each frame. Our Ticket TV coverage is brought to you in part by The Growing Place in Polish, helping families grow for less while polishing your home for a fraction of retail costs. You can check them out first, check them out often. Do Green, sustainability is always trending at 1221 Broadway and 548 Hampden Street in Bangor.
Great first name, Cassius. I don't see that.
No.
It's only one I can think of.
Yeah, me too.
And he changed it halfway through. Mr. Ali. Cassius Tebow, right-hander, senior, coming on in relief, trying to stem the tide here as Bangor 5 hits in the inning, 6 batters. Led to 3 runs so far and 2 runners still aboard.
Runners on first and second with 1 out. Bangor third baseman Ethan Sproul now at the dish. Had an RBI on a ground out his last time up. First pitch from Tebow misses low.
Did you have a pitch count final on Davis?
I did not.
If I got to add one. .90 is what I came up with.
Sounds right.
4 1/3 inning, 11 hits, so far 6 runs, all of them earned, 4 strikeouts and 2 walks for the sophomore.
3-2, the count now on Sproul. He's worked to full.
Well, scoreboard says 3-0.
I'm sorry, I was looking at the...
I've been trying to add up totals for Davis, but...
I was looking at the ball count and then the Oxford Hills run count, which I guess I'm just making up my own score line in my head.
Yeah, maybe they'll catch up to you. It's 3-1 now, as Sproul took the 3-0 pitch. A chance to load him back up for Bangor.
3-1 from Tebow. Runners take off, hit high in the air to right center field. The runners are going to have to retreat. It's hit plenty high enough for them to get back to the bag. Now 2 down.
That's a good job by Tebow getting out of that situation. Runs 3-0 against the first batter he faces, but gets a fly ball out with Bangor running, and the Rams. Tennant at second base, and Gavin Glanville True at first base had to scramble back to their bases after it was caught.
Here's Harvey. He delivered the biggest blow of the game to that point his last time up. 2-run double right over the head of the Oxford Hills center fielder, Colton Jendrick.
Yeah, only extra base hit in the game so far, coming off the bat of the sophomore shortstop.
1-0, down and away for ball 2. Ripped up the middle, fielded behind the bag, and then he flips it to no one. Rounding third base and having to get back in there for Bangor's Tennant, but the bases are now loaded as Truman fielded that ball. He went to flip it to second base, but the second baseman I don't think was covering.
He wasn't. He was thinking he might have a chance at the ball too. It's got to go as a hit.
Third of the game for Harvey, third in as many at-bats. Hits in the third, fourth, and fifth inning. Bases loaded once again here for the Rams.
Third hit for Harvey, and now the cleanup batter, Kyle Johnson, with a chance to really put this game in a strong situation for Bangor.
He watches the first pitch, catch the inside corner for strike 1. Johnson today 0 for 2 with a walk in the third. That one floats outside for ball 1.
Yeah, he may take a strike. Oh, he already has a strike. That one was well outside.
1-1 to the Bangor cleanup hitter. Another off-speed pitch. Doesn't come back over the dish, and it's 2-1.
Bangor, you got to change up your hitting thinking. You're getting a lot more slow stuff right now from Tebow compared to what you saw from Davis.
Kyle Johnson, the 9th batter of the inning for the Rams. Sends that one foul down the right field line. Out of play into the Bangor bullpen.
6 hits in this inning. 3 runs.
The Bangor bats have woken up in the last 2 innings. 3 in the 4th, 3 so far here in the 5th. Here's the 2-2. And Johnson lays off a breaking ball outside.
Catcher wanted an appeal, made an appeal to the umpire in the middle of the field, but it's pretty much an impossible call for him. He doesn't have an angle like you would be if you're the third or first base umps.
Runners go as Johnson watches it inside, an RBI base on balls, and Bangor extends the lead to 7-2.
Tennant scores from third base. Just looking at the 7, 8, 9 batters for Bangor once again. They are right now 4 for 7 at the plate with 5 runs scored and an RBI.
Here's Coda batting for the second time this inning. Swings at the first pitch and sends it foul. He singled and scored to lead off this bottom of the 5th inning. Big one for the Rams after Oxford Hills had got it back within a run at 3-2.
That was a little pop to left center that got behind the shortstop and the left fielder couldn't quite get to. That's
how this all started.
Fortunate leadoff circumstance for the Rams.
That one's ripped through the left side into left field. It'll score one. Bangor sending another. Here comes the throw to the dish. Offline. Throw down to second. They're going to have a play here. And out at second base is Coda to end the inning. But 2 more cross the plate for the Rams, who score 6 in the inning. And after 5 are in control, 9-2 on top of Oxford Hills here at Mansfield Stadium on Ticket TV.
From school drop-off to holiday road trips, your family deserves to feel safe, no matter the conditions. And at Twin City Tire and Service in Brewer, they'll help you find the best all-weather tires for your vehicle and any commute. With the best selection of all-weather tires in the Bangor area, Twin City Tire also offers the lowest prices on new tires, guaranteed. Save on new tires now, or get ahead and schedule your winter tire swap today at Twin City Tire and Service, proud sponsor of the UMaine Black Bears, 609 Wilson Street, Brewer.
You deserve a clean car. Let the pros at Dean's Detailing renew your vehicle's appearance and protect your auto investment. Enjoy your ride. Dean's gift cards are the perfect fit. DeansDetailing.com.
Back here in Bangor, where the Rams have broken it open against the Vikings, now in front 9-2. You see all 9 of those runs coming in the last 2 innings. And Bangor now 6 defensive outs away from handing Oxford Hills their first loss of the season. Ticket TV coverage brought to you in part by the Farmer's Table. For homestyle cooking, just like Mom makes, visit the Farmer's Table, 15 Stetson Road in Corinna. Let's give you a look at the upcoming schedules for these teams, and we begin with the visitors from Oxford Hills. This is what they've got coming up next week.
Yeah, a couple nice wins over some Class B South teams in Freiburg Academy and Levitt. They are the 1-2 teams entering play today in the Class B South standings. Monday, they host Lewiston. Don't know much about Lewiston. They haven't won a game yet, and they lost to Bangor 23-2. And then what should be an interesting game on Wednesday the 13th, also at South Paris against the Messalonskee Eagles, who are number 5 in the heel points in Class A North. As we entered play today, it was Oxford Hills, Bangor, Mount Ararat, Hamden, and Messalonskee, the top 5. Edward Little, Mount Blue, and Skowhegan also in the top 8. The top 8 teams in the division qualified for postseason play.
Jacoby Boyce is going to be leading off this top of the 6th inning for the Vikings.
And with this, Dave Morris going back to Lucas Rutherford with 74 pitches through 5 innings, just 3 hits allowed.
Boyce is 1 for 2 today. He's been on base both times, reaching on an error back in the 2nd and singled in the 4th. Rutherford falling behind 2-0. He had to wait a while since the last time he threw some pitches.
It was a long wait, as Joe Castiglione used to tell us about these big offensive innings.
That one's ripped fair down the third base line, catching a piece of the dirt, rounding first hard and heading for second. Boyce is going to get there ahead of the throw with a stand-up double. Second hit of the game for Boyce. He's now 2 for 3 and into scoring position.
Got ahead in the count there and hit the hardest ball that Oxford Hills has hit so far this afternoon. First extra base hit for the Vikings.
Nico Powers looking to get on base for the first time. The DH is 0 for 2, and he fouls that one out of the stadium.
More relief action in the bullpen for Oxford Hills. Lefty and a righty. It's that same lefty in the same spot, so he's not turning around so I can see what his number is.
Ticket TV, always free, live, and on demand. You can catch this game once again about half an hour after the broadcast goes final. 1-1 here to the Vikings DH.
I don't know how much patience Dave Morris is going to have with Rutherford up to 80 pitches.
Here comes his 2-1 offering. And it's popped straight up on the infield, drifting over towards third base. Coming on to squeeze it for the first out of the inning is Sproul.
Not an easy catch. Once the ball gets above the stadium, then the wind
Yeah,
really
takes
takes
its
over
effect.
there, and it had somewhat of an effect there, but Sproul with a one-handed grab for the first out of the inning.
Ryder Kennison batting for the third time today. He singled in the second and then lined into an 8-3 double play in the fourth inning. A very nice play by Gavin Glanville-True out in center. Runner had gone with the pitch. Boyce at first base. Wasn't able to get back before the throw.
Bangor is idle Monday, a bye in the schedule. Then they play at Brunswick next Wednesday, and then hosting Herman here on Friday the 15th.
Catching a piece of the zone there for strike two. Remember to follow us on social media on TikTok, sports.net.maine, on Facebook at 92.9 The Ticket, and Instagram 929 The Ticket. 1-2 up high that time. Coda out of his crouch to grab it. Two-two. Chopper up the third base line, but a foul ball.
It's time to cool off, isn't it?
It is. It's getting chilly here.
6:13 on a Friday evening. I think it's at 6 o'clock, then you can start calling it evening.
Sounds right. 2-2 once again. Here it is. Hit in the air out towards right field. Tennant has it measured. He makes the catch. And Boyce staying put right there at second.
Yeah, you can't take a chance. I mean, it's a 7-run game, excuse me. But you really can't take a chance on getting thrown out on the bases.
There's Carter Davis, now the right fielder for Oxford Hills, began the game on the mound. At the dish, he is yet to have an official at-bat. Walked in the second, he was hit by a pitch, stole a base, and came around to score in the fifth. At the time, getting Oxford Hills back within one, he gets hit in the head. Had a little something to say about it because that can't feel comfortable.
That's the second time he's been hit by a pitch. That time was a curveball just inside. I think you could probably hear the contact there. It's just, you don't want to get hit twice in the same game by anybody.
No, especially off the noggin either.
Here comes Dave Morris onto the mound, and we'll see if he goes.
88 pitches for Rutherford.
Yeah, he could go to Jacoby Harvey, actually.
And it looks like he just took the ball, patted him
He
on the
did.
butt, and Rutherford is leaving this game with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning.
Pretty hard to argue. 5 2/3 innings and just 4 hits allowed.
Rutherford trading out his glove for what looks to be a first baseman.
Oh, Kyle Johnson's going to come in to pitch.
Yep.
So he's the first baseman, and Rutherford will take over at first base.
Easy switch there.
Johnson's done a lot of his pitching, maybe all of it in relief this year for Bangor. Gets a chance to get a inning or two of work.
88 pitches for Rutherford. His day is done, in line for the win.
3 walks, 1 strikeout, 4 hits allowed, 1 run so far.
Now playing first base for Bangor.
1 earned run.
Lucas Rutherford.
And 2 hit batters.
Rutherford at first base.
But a pretty solid effort by Rutherford, who's in line to see his record go to 2-1 on the season.
I think Carter Davis might tell you one-hit batter twice.
Yeah, yes. You got hit, what, in the shoulder, the front shoulder?
Yep.
The first time, and then got plunked on the helmet the second time by the breaking pitch.
Ticket TV coverage brought to you in part by Old Town Redemption Center, family owned for over 30 years, open Monday through Saturday with monthly $100 giveaways at 13 Chester Street in Old Town. Call 827-7887. We're also brought to you by Crystal Clear Family Pet Center. Watching high school sports this spring on Ticket TV, don't forget your pets. Visit Crystal Clear Family Pet Center, 33 High Street in Ellsworth. Locally owned with expert care for your feathered, finned, or four-legged friends. Find them on Facebook.
Johnson with a 2-0 record this season in 7 innings pitched. ERA of 0.000000.
Can't get any better than that.
No. Enters this game with 2 outs and a couple of runners aboard. And the leadoff batter coming up for Oxford Hills.
Turning it back to the top for Gunnar Truman, his 4th at-bat of the game. Reached on an E6 in the first. Since then, he struck out swinging in the second, flew out to left in the 5th. The first pitch from Johnson of the outing, and a swing and a miss for strike 1.
So I don't think Bangor had those 2 early errors in the first 2 innings, but none since then. And a couple of good defensive plays in the outfield.
0-1 delivery squirts through Coda. The runners will advance up to second and third now with 2 outs in the inning.
Well, tempted to call that a pass ball. I didn't see it in the dirt necessarily.
No, and heard it catch some leather too.
Yeah.
One and one, 2 on, 2 out here in the top of the 6th. The Vikings trailing by 7. Bangor's played 9 runs their last 2 times up. That one sends Truman out of the way, and he's now in front 2-1.
Be careful there with those throws back to the mound. That
that
was,
one got away.
That was a live ball, but again, with a 9-run difference, Oxford Hill's not going to take any chances.
2-1 delivery from Johnson. Chop foul at the dish.
What they're hoping for is a base hit right here to get 2 runs across and start what they hope would be a late game comeback. But there's a long ways to come.
Johnson a strike away from getting out of the damage, getting out of the jam, I should say. Ending Rutherford's day as well. But that one's watch low for ball 3. Count full to the Vikings leadoff hitter. Here's the 3-2 delivery from Johnson. And just getting a piece of it to stay alive is Truman. Three and 2 on the Oxford Hills leadoff hitter. Here it is. Upstairs for ball 4. And the Vikings have the bases loaded now with 2 out.
Yeah, Johnson doesn't want to mess around here too much. You get the middle, you got 2, 3, and 4 coming up. Next 3 batters.
Jendrick today 0 for 2 with a walk. He's also stolen a base and scored a run. That came back in the 3rd inning. He scored the game's first run. Johnson, that one's way outside. The runner's coming home now on the wild pitch. And the Vikings scratch one back. Now 9-3 as Boyce comes around to score after the leadoff double.
Yeah, just overthrew that high and wide. He struggles through 7 pitches to the first 8 pitches to the first batter he faced. And now off to a 1-0 count here.
A lot of space behind the dish here at Mansfield Stadium, too.
Yeah. Control problems here early for Kyle Johnson.
Looked like he wanted that one, but it was outside for ball 2.
Run charge to Rutherford.
2-0 is upstairs, and Johnson looks like he's getting visibly frustrated out there on the mound, so Coda calls time and is going to go out to try to calm down his pitcher.
11 pitches, 7 of them out of the strike zone.
For your Oxford Hills, this is exactly what you want and need.
Take anything you can get right here. Johnson, his last start threw a 5-inning no-hitter against Brewer last Friday.
Taken all the way is Jendrick right there, looking at strike 1.
Don't think he's pitched since then. No, he didn't pitch against Hamden. They beat Skowhegan 15-4. Probably wasn't needed in that game on Wednesday.
3-1 misses low, and the base is loaded once again. Back-to-back walks issued here by Johnson since entering the ball game.
Third baseman number 8, Cam.
Back in the old days, before they changed the bats, you see Pokinen come up here. You could envision a possible grand slam. That was back in the days when there were home runs hit here, but now almost never.
First pitch taken through there for strike 1. Oh, that was the bat. I was like right before the bats got rolled back, and it felt like you were swinging a bazooka there at the end of it.
The glory days back then. I remember seeing balls fly out of here during the Senior League World Series.
The sweet spot on those bats used to feel like a driver when you connected with one.
There was a kid named Josiah Hartley from Bangor that just hit
Senior Little League World Series, put one out. Straight away center.
Just an absolute rocket over 400 feet away. But for safety's sake, they adjusted the bats.
Chopper on the infield, gloved at third base. They got to fire it, and getting it by a half step across the diamond is Sproul for the final out of the inning. Vikings get one, but they leave them loaded. And with Bangor coming to the dish in the bottom of the 6th, the Rams in front, 9-3.
Life is so much better when you impact the lives of those around you. And with Creative Options, you will. Creative Options provides services and support to adults with intellectual disabilities. And right now, Creative Options is looking for shared living providers who take clients into their own homes, kind of like adult foster care. You'll enjoy a generous, tax-free stipend to work from home and make a difference in someone's life. To apply for this tremendous opportunity, simply visit creativeoptionsllc.org. That's creativeoptionsllc.org.
For the past 10 years, Next Home Experience has grown because of you. Every buyer, seller, and referral helped build who we are today. And your milestones became our memories. The future is even bigger. Get looped and get sold with Next Home Experience.
Back here in Bangor, getting ready for the bottom of the 6th inning. New pitcher on the mound for the Oxford Hills Vikings, number 32, Logan Norris, taking over on the bump. Ticket TV coverage brought to you in part by Quality Automotive in Brewer, where reliable service meets expert care. From routine maintenance to major repairs, their team keeps your vehicle running right. Experience the Quality Automotive difference at 13 Abbott Street in Brewer. Visit qualityautomotiveme.com. It's where we bring all our vehicles. Just changed my snow tires off and actually fixed Miranda's brakes after hers went on her, or were close to going on her, so Quality Automotive in Brewer does fantastic work. 9-3 Bangor in front as they come to bat here in the bottom of the 6th inning. All 9 runs being plated in the 4th and the 5th by the Rams.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Carter Davis, 4 in the 3rd innings, 11 hits, 8 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, and Cassius Tebow, 2/3 of an inning. 2 hits, 1 run, that an earned run, 1 walk, and no strikeouts. The pitching stats for Oxford Hills so far.
Lucas Rutherford leading off the bottom of the 6th inning for the Rams. 1 for 3 at the dish. He singled back in the 2nd. He's struck out a couple of times since then, and a big wave and a miss at the first pitch here.
leading off for Bangor on the 6th, first baseman number 17.
Rutherford, the pitcher of record for the Rams, now playing first base. Skies that one into right field. I believe that's Davis out there who began the game on the mound. making the catch for the first out.
Yeah, they may have subbed in for him.
Did they?
I'm not sure. No, that's him.
Playing left field for Oxford Hills, number 15, Jackson Stack. 15 Stack in left field.
Jackson Stack, a new Viking, into the game in left field.
I had heard a substitution, and I knew it was 15. I just didn't know where he played, but that still is Davis out in right field.
Glanville True slapping one off the fencing in front of the Vikings dugout. Owen Glanville True, 2 for 3. He singled each of his last 2 times at the dish and come around to score. A big part of those Bangor rallies in the 4th and the 5th innings. Rams getting into the meat of their lineup right now, 7 through 9 hitters.
Yes. Yeah, like I said before, 4 for 7, 5 runs scored, and 1 RBI. It's been, talk about table setters at the bottom of the lineup.
Foul tipped into the mitt here, and 1-2 the count on Owen Glanville True. Norris with the delivery. That one's ripped out towards right center field with some authority over the head of the outfielder, heading back towards the warning track. Glanville True, a bobble. He's got third base in his sights, rounding second and heading there. I think he might have got there anyways without a bobble with how far that one was hit. Glanville True, either way, he's got his 3rd hit in as many at-bats. 3 for 4 now out of the 7-hole for Bangor.
Yeah, just a blast. They pulled that pitch from Norris into right center, and that carried a long ways. Yeah, he had a pretty good chance to get the 3rd no matter what happened out there. I'm going to give him a triple.
Jonas Gilly is having himself a day out of the 8-hole. Officially 1 for 1 with 2 runs scored. He's been on base all 3 times, though. He's also got a steal. Pitch catches the top of the zone for a strike.
Well, this looms, and again, we've got another half inning to go, but this would be, I would say, the most satisfying victory of the season so far for Bangor, if they can hold on. Had some good wins this season. The come from behind win over Edward Little in the 7th inning, rallied from down. The Messalonsky victory to that point of the season was their biggest win. And they trailed in that game and had to come back. And before losing to Mount Ararat 2 days later, and this is certainly the only team they were looking up at the standings at entering play today.
Gilly has worked the count full, and he's worked himself another walk. Another time on base today for Jonas Gilly.
Folks in southern Maine have a what they call the Varsity Maine poll. It's a statewide poll of media types, I suppose. Bangor at the beginning of the season was the #1 team in the state.
Wow.
Which was shocking to me. I know thought they were going to be very good, but just didn't see that because most of those awards trend south. And the most recent poll, this week's poll, had Oxford Hills undefeated and South Portland tied for #1.
Really?
That's understandable. Oxford Hills had 3 first-place votes. South Portland had 5 first-place votes. Bangor was ranked 5th, but had the other first-place vote.
Tennant sends it to right center. Davis tracks it down, tagging at third, and coming home to score the 10th run of the game for the Rams. Owen Glanville True. Sack fly for Trey Tennant. His 2nd straight at-bat with an RBI.
Yes, and 3rd run of the game scored by Owen Glanville True. So each of those final 3 guys in the Bangor order have done quite a bit. Now it's 6 runs between the 3 of them.
Yeah, Glanville True, 3 hits and 3 runs scored. Gilly on base a bunch tonight with a couple of runs scored himself, and Tennant with 2 RBIs as that one is fouled off by Gavin Glanville True. He's working on a 3 for 4 effort with 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored as well.
Yeah, Gilly's been on base all 4 plate appearances. Tennant's only been on base once, but it was an RBI single, and followed that up with the sacrifice fly just a moment ago out of the 9 spot. And you mentioned Gavin Owen Glanville True, matching his older brother's 3 hits and 3 runs scored for Owen.
0-1 to Gavin is in there for strike 2. Off-speed pitch, catching the zone.
This is one of those wins that people will notice at the Class A level all around the state.
Big performance by the Bangor Bats. Innings 4 through 6, plating all 10 of their runs.
This will be the 4th consecutive game with at least 10 runs. 50 runs in their last 4 games to this point.
That one on the ground, the right side, fielding it at second, having some trouble, stumbling down to a knee goes Turcotte, and it'll be yet another infield single for Gavin Glanville True and his 4th hit of the evening.
4 for 5, 2 infield hits for Gavin Glanville True. Gilly moves to second.
Third baseman number 4.
15th hit of the game for Bangor.
Well, you know what? If Sproul can connect with one here, we're in walk-off territory.
Wow, you're right.
First pitch swinging, he fouls it straight back.
Probably going to take a couple of batters before that would happen.
You don't envision him putting one off the water slides out beyond left field?
No.
A mere 460 feet away. That's driven in the air with some authority out towards left center field, but gliding over there to make the catch for the final out of the inning. The Viking center fielder, Jendrick. We have played 6 here in Bangor. The Rams need 3 defensive outs to cap this one off. They lead the Vikings 10-3.
2 hits this inning.
Bangor to 6, 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. 6 complete,
It's time for a reset. McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Extra value meals are back, only at McDonald's.
Darlings in Bangor is hiring experienced Ford technicians. We've solved the 2 biggest challenges in the industry, warranty time and flat rate. At Darlings, you'll have guaranteed hours, retail time for warranty, and unlimited earning potential. We offer up to $40 an hour plus incentives, generous PTO, full benefits, and a climate-controlled shop. Apply today at darlings.com. You'll do better at Darlings.
Sometimes life is a cluttered mess, but your car doesn't have to be. At Dean's Detailing, we have a variety of packages that will make your car look new again. Change your outlook. Book your appointment now at deansdetailing.com.
Tell you what, I'm going to go now.
Yeah, go for it. Back here in Bangor, Mansfield Stadium, the Rams trying to put the finishing touches on their biggest win of the season. These are the top 2 teams in Class A North Baseball. Bangor looking up at Oxford Hills at the start of this one, but now it's Oxford Hills looking up at Bangor to the tune of 7 runs here in the top of the 7th inning. First delivery from Johnson, a weak wave and a miss on an off-speed pitch. Ticket TV brought to you in part by Saliba's Rug Cleaners, family owned for over 70 years. They specialize in rug cleaning and repair. Visit 69 Hillside Avenue in Bangor or salibasrugcleaners.com. Punched on the ground to second, high throw over to first, but a great play made by Rutherford. He is now 2 outs away from earning the win after throwing the first 5 2/3 tonight. And he makes a nice play there at first for the first out here in the 7th. Here's a look at Bangor's upcoming schedule. They are at Brunswick on Wednesday, a 4:30 first pitch. And then next Friday night, right back here on Ticket TV, hosting Herman at 7 o'clock. Johnson's first pitch misses down and away. Cavers is 0 for 3 today. Ticket TV coverage also brought to you by Bangor Floral. Make memories, send flowers from Bangor Floral in the In-Town Plaza, 332 Harlow Street. That pitch just misses for ball 2. Two-one is ripped towards right center field. That's going to get down and split the outfielders. Cavers with his first hit of the game and the 5th of the contest for the Vikings.
Re-entering the game now, batting number 19, Jacoby Boyce.
Jacoby Boyce, who had exited the game when the Vikings were in the field, now re-entering to hit. He's 2 for 3 on the day, including his team's only extra base hit, ripping a double down the left field line his last time up. 2 for 3 with a run scored. First pitch from Johnson misses low for ball 1. Kyle Johnson now up to 22 pitches, 23rd on its way. That backs up the Viking, nearly catching a piece of Boyce. Two-0 dips down and away on the Oxford Hills number 6 hitter. Johnson has struggled with command since entering the game, though Bangor just 2 outs away from a big win tonight at Mansfield. Boyce taken all the way, watches one through for strike 1. Johnson a peek over at the runner at first, and now set with a 3-1 delivery. That's way outside for ball 4. It goes all the way to the backstop. Sprinting up to second goes Cavers, but he'll stop right there. A single and a walk, and now 2 on with 1 out for the Vikings here in the top of the 7th. Boyce reaching base for the 3rd time today.
Batting for Powers, number 9, Dylan Truman. Number 9, Truman.
Dylan Truman, number 9 for the Vikings, pinch hitting here for the designated hitter Nico Powers. Powers had been 0 for 3 on the day. Dylan Truman, a senior, getting his first at-bat, and he watches that one inside for ball 1. Here's the 1-0, catching the inside corner for strike 1. Here's the 1-1 to Truman, upstairs for ball 2. Next pitch will be the 30th of the outing for Kyle Johnson. And that one misses again, now 3-1. Downstairs, and the bases now loaded for the Vikings. Still trailing it by 7 runs, but Johnson making things a little more interesting than they need to be here in the 7th.
First baseman number 10, Ryder Kennison.
Ryder Kennison now at the dish. He singled his first time up back in the 2nd inning. 1 for 3 here today. Coda on the mound, just trying to talk things over with Johnson, calm him down a little bit, and get these final 2 outs.
Yeah, Johnson with 4 walks now
since
he's come on here. In the 6th inning here, bases loaded, 1 out. Just needs to throw strikes. I think that's what Coda was reminding him of.
Couple errors in the first 2 innings for Bangor, but other than that, a pretty clean fielding display by the Rams. That one floats well outside, popping out of the mitt briefly there, Coda, for ball one.
Yeah, and here comes Dave Morris out to the mound. Johnson's really never looked comfortable out there since he's come on today. Just can't seem to find the strike zone with any regularity. And
see what the Bangor boss wants here. He wants the baseball.
Yeah, he's going to take it. Let's see who's coming in. Number 5 for Bangor is Matt Turcott, the left-hander. We spoke about warming up early in the game.
And it looks like Rutherford making his way off the field now, maybe handing that first base mitt back to Johnson. They left the field together.
That would be
yeah,
it,
and it's
because
Johnson
Johnson's coming back in. 4 walks. Gave up just the 1 hit. Retired 2 batters, 2/3 of an inning. Just the 1 out here in the top of the 7th. No runs yet, but Turcott's going to have the task of trying to get 2 more outs without giving up a run.
New look for the Vikings to deal with. Senior lefty now into the ball game.
Turcott's pitched 10 innings. He's 1-0 on the season. Got a no decision on Monday, starting against Hammond Academy. He worked about 2 2/3 innings, if I remember right. Jacoby Harvey came on in relief and worked the final 4 1/3, maybe 4 2/3. I can't remember which, but a pretty lengthy stint. Threw over 70 pitches, did a great job. Only allowed a couple of runs in that 12-7 Bangor victory. Again, Bangor has the bye next Monday, so they've got between Friday and next Wednesday before playing another game, so a chance to, or an opportunity to use pretty much anybody you want, except probably anybody who pitched on Wednesday against Skowhegan.
Reset some of those pitch counts going into next week. It is a 1-0 count on the batter, remember, because this pitching change made mid at bat.
That probably means, though, the batter is Turcott's responsibility.
Yep.
No matter what happens.
He gets credit for whatever takes place from this point. Once again, this Kennison digging back in, 1 for 3 on the day, now facing a lefty. And ahead 2-0. Swinging away at the 2-0 and squibbing one foul up the first base line.
Yeah, job for Turcott, just focus on throwing strikes. You don't have to be, blazing. Just locate and let your defense do the work here.
A couple of fouls. He's battled back now and got the count to 2-2.
You don't want to give up runs, but
you got 7 to play with.
You got a few, yeah, exactly. And you're not going to earn a save if they come back to within 3 or 4. That's not how that works.
2-2, misses outside. Coda having to extend to keep that one from going to the backstop. Nowhere to put the Viking batter.
7 walks have been issued by Bangor pitchers to go with 2 hit batters. So that's 9 base runners.
Payoff pitch to Kennison, misses. That forces in a run. He's on for the second time today, picking up a ribby to go with it. And it's now 10-4.
Caver scores from third base.
Right fielder number 5.
Carter Davis, now the right fielder, started the game on the mound for the Oxford Hills Vikings. The losing pitcher of record at the moment. Launches that one through for strike 1.
They must just know I'm starting to get cold here.
No official at-bat yet today for Davis. A walk and 2 hit by pitches. One on the shoulder, one on the noggin. He's also stolen the base and scored a run. 1-1, misses outside. I think what Bangor was really doing is knowing that I was unable to scoot away to the bathroom during the break, and just really making me squirrely up here in the booth.
Yeah, I was surprised at, it was only 1 out when I came back. I figured it'd be at least 2 outs because.
In on the hands into right field, trouble, but tracked
Nice
down
catch.
by the second baseman. Great play, turned in by Jonas Gilly, tracking it all the way, not allowing it to drop, and they're now 2 down here in the 7th.
Now he kind of attacked that play. I mean, there could have been a heck of a collision there.
That
but,
was the Bermuda Triangle back there, but first base, right field, second baseman.
Because Johnson and Tennant were kind of coming toward each other, both of them looking for the ball to see if they had a chance to catch it. And Gilly just sprinted between the two of them, avoided contact, and made the catch for the second out of the inning.
And now lefty on lefty as the lineup turns over. It's back to Gunnar Truman, the Viking shortstop, with 2 down here in the top of the 7th. He's 0 for 3, a walk, and he's reached on an error. One and one. Breaking pitch backs him up, but misses inside. Ten to 4, Bangor with the lead. Bases loaded for Oxford Hills. 2-1 is right through there for strike 2. And the Rams a strike away from earning their biggest win of the season. Two. Chopped on the infield. Johnson gloves it at first. Can he get there in time? Safe! Diving head first into the bag is Truman to extend this game. Scoring from third base is Boyce, and it's now 10 to 5.
The center fielder number 2, Colton Jendrick.
Run scores, just good hustle there by Gunnar Truman, showing off that leadoff batter hustle there to get the infield hit.
Extending the ball game, and all of a sudden, the potential tying run is on deck in the form of Cameron Polkinen. 10 to 5 as Oxford Hills has got 2 back here in the 7th, and that pitch outside for ball 2. Bangor certainly aiding them with their inability to find the strike zone here late in the game.
Base is still loaded.
2-0 catches the zone for strike 1.
Becomes contagious, I guess, after a while. Left-hander in the bullpen warming up now for Bangor. It could be Matt O'Connell.
Swing and a miss there by Jendrick, and it is 2-2 with 2 outs. Rams in need of 1 strike. And they've got it. Swing and a miss to end the ball game. Bangor victorious on their home turf, 10 to 5, as they hand the Oxford Hills Vikings their first loss of the season. It was number 1 versus number 2 in Class A North, and it's number 2 Bangor coming away with the 10 to 5 victory. Don't go anywhere. We will be back to wrap it up with the post-game show, highlights, stats, and much more coming your way on Ticket TV.
For over 80 years, Seaboard Federal Credit Union has been putting its members first. Founded in 1940, we've grown alongside our communities with branches in Bucksport, Ellsworth, and Herman. We're not a big bank, and we're proud of that. We're member-owned, community-driven, and here to help you build a better financial future. Whether it's saving for a goal, buying your first home, or simply managing everyday life. Seaboard Federal Credit Union, the smart place for your money.
Warning, the following message may cause sudden urges for adventure. One weekend, once a year, it's Harvey RV and Marine's annual open house. May 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. 3 days of incredible open house pricing on RVs, boats, and showroom items. Campers, fifth wheels, motorhomes, travel trailers, pontoons, fishing boats, and more. All with deep discounts and incredible financing. It's Harvey RV and Marine's annual open house. May 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Just 6 minutes past Tractor Supply, Outer Broadway, Glenburn. From school drop-off to holiday road trips, your family deserves to feel safe, no matter the conditions. And at Twin City Tire & Service in Brewer, they'll help you find the best all-weather tires for your vehicle and any commute. With the best selection of all-weather tires in the Bangor area, Twin City Tire also offers the lowest prices on new tires, guaranteed. Save on new tires now, or get ahead and schedule your winter tire swap today at Twin City Tire & Service, proud sponsor of the Maine Black Bears. 609 Wilson Street, Brewer.
Any job goes more smoothly and successfully with the right people on your team, like the people at Hammond Lumber Company, where you'll find high-quality building materials from industry-leading suppliers and get expert advice and professional services. Hammond offers timely delivery with their own fleet of trucks, with boom and forklift trucks available. For your next project, get the materials and services you need to succeed from Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Have a painful tooth or an entire mouthful of teeth? Mid-Coast Denture Design now offers tooth extractions in both Ellsworth and Brewer. Get your teeth pulled and immediate dentures placed right in our office. Quick, convenient, and comfortable. Let denturist Lindsay Young and her staff create immediate dentures for you, all in one location. Mid-Coast Denture Design, the go-to in Bangor and Ellsworth for dentures and tooth extraction services. Because everyone deserves an awesome smile. Visit midcoastdenturedesignmaine.com.
Nothing runs like a deer.
And Greenway Equipment Sales makes it easy to keep your John Deere running smoothly year-round. Our mobile maintenance truck will come to you and service most walk-behind and riding lawn equipment right in your yard. Just call or schedule online. Whatever the season, we'll have you tuned up, sharpened up, and geared up to mow or blow whatever Mother Nature dishes up. Contact the Smith Brothers today for service delivered.
Nothing runs like a deer. From Greenway Equipment Sales, family owned and operated since 1994.
Heroes Sports Grill and Entertainment Center offers fantastic food and drinks in a fun, family-friendly atmosphere with 29 flat-screen TVs for your sports viewing pleasure and an arcade with prizes for the whole family to enjoy. Whether you're looking for a drink at the bar while watching your favorite sports team or trying to find a place to bring the family for a great meal out, Heroes is the place to be. Heroes also offers takeout or catering for any event in the Bangor area, large or small.
Come for the food.
Stay for the friends. Have a painful tooth or an entire mouthful of teeth? Mid-Coast Denture Design now offers tooth extractions in both Ellsworth and Brewer. Get your teeth pulled and immediate dentures placed right in our office. Quick, convenient, and comfortable. Let denturist Lindsay Young and her staff create immediate dentures for you, all in one location. Mid-Coast Denture Design, the go-to in Bangor and Ellsworth for dentures and tooth extraction services. Because everyone deserves an awesome smile. Visit midcoastdenturedesignmaine.com.
Back at Mansfield one final time, taking a look at the line score. The Bangor Rams victorious over the Oxford Hills Vikings. They double them up in the end, 10-5 for Bangor, 10 runs on 15 hits, and 2 errors for the Vikings, 5 runs on 6 hits, and 1 error. We welcome you into the McDonald's postgame show. Extra value meals are officially back. McDonald's making bold moves to put value back on the menu. Stop by your local family-owned McDonald's on Main Street and Union Street in Bangor, as well as Wilson Street in Brewer, to find offers you won't want to miss. We're going to get you the game recap brought to you by the Furniture Gallery coming up in just a moment. But first, here are the post-game highlights presented by Next Home Experience.
This game scoreless through 2 innings of play between the top 2 teams in Class A North. In Oxford Hills, who came in undefeated, and the number 1 team in Bangor, number 2. Here comes Bangor with Jonas Gilly grounding it to second. Get the out at first, but the run scores for Bangor. They had trailed 1-0 early in the game. There's Jacoby Harvey with a blast deep to center field. This coming in the 4th inning now. It's going to plate 2 runs, part of a 3-run rally for Bangor, or capping off a 3-run rally. Here's Oxford Hills. with a single to center and a run scored there. Bangor now, number 7, is Trey Tennant with an RBI single. That coming in the 5th inning. Bangor scored 3 runs in the 4th, 6 runs in the 5th inning to break the game open. Gavin Glanville-True into left center field to score a couple of runs as Jonas Gilly beats the throw home to score the second run of that 6-run 5th inning. Here's another run for Bangor, and here comes Oxford Hills here in the 7th, I believe. They finally break through with another run. Check that in the 6th inning, they score a run, and here's a deep shot to right center field by Bangor. That coming in the 6th inning to produce more runs. There's a fly ball to right field, sacrifice fly, and a run scores for Bangor as they continue to pile up the hits. Bases loaded walk there, and here's good hustle there by Gunnar Truman. That coming in the top of the 7th to beat out a hit and a run scores, but not enough as Bangor wins this game by a count of 10-5. Now for the game recap, Bangor Rams 10 runs, 15 hits, 2 errors, 10 runners left on base. And Oxford Hills 5 runs, 6 hits, 1 error, 12 left on base. Again, this game recap presented to you by the Furniture Gallery. Leading the way for Bangor offensively, Gavin Glanville-True, 4 of 5 at the plate with 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs. His brother, Owen Glanville-True, 3 of 4 at the plate with 3 runs scored. So between the two brothers, 7 of 9 at the plate, 5 runs scored, and a couple of RBIs. So a good day for the Glanville-True family. Jacoby Harvey batting in the 3rd slot for Bangor, 3 hits in 4 at-bats, 1 run scored, 2 RBIs, those coming on a double in the 4th inning. Also with 2 hits, Zach Cota for the Rams. And with, other RBIs, Zach Cota with 2 runs driven home, and Trey Tennant out of the 9th spot in the order with 2 RBIs and a run scored. You look at the 7, 8, 9 batters for Bangor. Owen Glanville-True, Jonas Gilly, and Trey Tennant combined 5 hits in 8 at-bats, 6 runs scored, and 2 RBIs. Certainly the catalyst at the bottom of the order for Bangor as they improve their record to 8-1 on the season. Oxford Hills dips to 6-0.
Time now to move on to the play of the game presented by Dairy Queen in Bangor and Old Town.
Yeah, that play of the game came in the 4th inning. Bangor entered the 4th inning trailing 1-0, but took the lead for good, as it turns out, with 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th. The key hit, here's Jacoby Harvey with 2 outs and 2 on. And he's going to take a pitch by Carter Davis and blast it deep to center field over the head of Colton Gendrick. Right center field, over the head of the right fielder for Oxford Hills. Yeah, Gendrick. And that's going to be a double and 2 runs scored. Bangor scores 3 runs in that inning to take a 3-1 lead, then added 6 in the next inning, the 5th, and it was all Bangor from then on route to the 10-5 victory.
Jacoby Harvey, the author of the play of the game. For the player of the game, we go to the top of the Bangor lineup.
Yes, indeed. Gavin Glanville-True has had a good season so far. Entered the game hitting .407, 11 of 27. Well,
that's only gone up.
He has a 4 of 5 performance at the plate. Couple of infield hits. Had a single in the 1st inning down the left field line, and then a 2-run single to left, a pop single to left in the 5th inning. Wound up with 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored, 4 hits, and pretty convincing leadoff performance. Also covered some nice ground in center field. He made a diving catch of a sinking liner early in the game and then stretched out from left center to right center to make putouts later in the game. So Gavin Glanville-True, the senior center fielder for Bangor, is our hero, Sports Grill and Entertainment Center, player of the game.
Now time to give you a look at our upcoming broadcast schedule. 3 games coming up next week right here on Ticket TV. Begins on Monday up in Orono. The Red Riots hosting the Mananock Lynx at 4:30. On Wednesday it'll be softball and Brewer at 7, which is playing host to the Hamden Academy Broncos. And then next Friday we are right back here, Mansfield Stadium, where the Rams play host to the Herman Hawks out of Class B.
Yeah, Herman only played 4 games so far, 2-2 on the season. But they should be one of the better teams in Class B North. Made it to the B North Regional Championship game last year before they lost to Ellsworth, and a pretty good program being run over there by Matt Kenny. So they'll get a chance to play one of the best teams in Class A and see how they fare. That game at 7 o'clock start here at Mansfield Stadium.
Only thing now to do is give credit to our Ticket TV crew around the grounds. And we don't have credit. So, for our Ticket TV crew, thank you. Paulette signing off for Ernie Clark and the rest of us here at Mansfield Stadium. Once again, the final score, Bangor 10, Oxford Hills 5. A shakeup at the top of the Class A North standings here on Ticket TV.
High school sports on Ticket TV is presented by your local family-owned McDonald's on Main Street and Union Street in Bangor and Wilson Street in Brewer. Greenway Equipment Sales in Bangor and Ellsworth. Nothing runs like a deer. Darling's Auto Group. You'll do better at Darling's. Visit darlings.com. Next Home Experience. The market leader. Get looped and get sold with Next Home Experience. The Furniture Gallery, a family-owned Maine company with locations in Bangor, Augusta, North Windham, and Topsom. Hero Sports Grill and Entertainment Center. The place to be in downtown Bangor and at herosportsgrill.com. Praise Auto Sales. Over 40 years of trust, integrity, and dependability. Visit praiseautosales.com. Dairy Queen Bangor. Get a DQ treat today at Dairy Queen on Broadway in Bangor. Dean's Detailing, the leader in auto detailing since 1971. Book your appointment at deansdetailing.com. Northeast Driving School, Greater Bangor's #1 driving school for 57 years. Eastern Maine Community College, start your future at emcc.edu. Bangor Savings Bank, since 1852. At Bangor Savings Bank, you matter more. Visit bangor.com. Dairy Queen Old Town. At DQ, happy tastes good. Casella. Good pay, good people, good life. Find your place at powerofhardwork.com. High school sports on Ticket TV is also brought to you by UMaine Finish Strong, Hidden Meadows, Acadia Federal Credit Union, Uno Pizzeria and Grill, The Fitch Company, UMaine Athletics, Bangor Window Shade and Drapery, Union Street Towing, Bangor Mall Cinemas, Bangor Floral, Hannaford and Bucksport, Novus Glass, Hartford's Auto Service, Old Town Redemption Center, Bennett Auto Center, The Growing Place and Polish, Bangor Tire Company, Pat's Pizza in Hamden, Lloyd's Family Market, Quality Automotive, North Star Waste and Recycling, Crystal Clear Family Pet Center, The Farmer's Table, Fat Panda Boba Tea and Market, Coach House Restaurant, Saliba's Rug Cleaners, Goslin's Bakery, Creative Options LLC, Twin City Tire, Harvey RV and Marine, Seaboard Federal Credit Union, Midcoast Denture Design, First National Bank, Napa Auto Parts, and Hammond Lumber Company. High school sports on Ticket TV is a production of Sportsnet Maine and Sports Radio 92.9 The Ticket.